In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Boys and girls, welcome to the Steel Toe Nighttime Show. One more, huh? I did make you guys a promise that if you went 100 over on one show this week, I would do a 1 hour evening show tomorrow. I'll stick to that, and I'll tell you why. I do have to do a shitload of cleaning and preparation, and I'm just looking around, just down here alone. I'm going to vacuum the whole house. I'm going to dust the whole house. I got kids' toys and shit down here that aren't supposed to be down here that I'm going to move. Clean up some bedrooms. Do some full bathroom cleanings. I mean, tomorrow, especially while the kids are here, I mean, it's going to be a cleaning day because I got guests coming on Saturday until Tuesday, and I got to be ready for my guests. I'm just that kind of guy. I get that from my mother. You know, if there's people coming over, your house has to look the absolute best that it's ever looked. And then you destroy it while they're here, and then it's never that clean again. But that's going to be it. Gino and Keanu are going to be here Saturday morning. I have to go pick them up. I don't have to go pick them up. I'm going to go pick them up Saturday morning. I'll drop the kids off, say goodbye to them for the big anniversary weekend, grab Gino and Keanu, mostly Gino. And I will, we might have to go right to Stoney's from the airport, but we'll see. And I think, tomorrow I'll do all my cleaning. And then I think Friday is going to have to be the day where I go bring stuff to Stoney's and get that all ready to go. I don't want to bother Cheetos and all them when they're doing bike night and everything. We're getting there. We're doing it, as they say. We are, I'm running out of time. We've got a little over 20 people for the golf event. If we don't sell another golf event thing, I'm fine with that. We got over 20. That's where I wanted to be. First and second place are going to get some nice prizes out of that. But otherwise, just come for a nice day of golf. And then also we have 35 tickets left for the comedy show. I'm crossing my finger. 33 because we had another claimant just before the show. So I'm crossing my fingers that everyone who wants to go can get a ticket. 30 is not very many for the last 2 days. Thursday and Friday are usually the busy days. I did say that it would kind of start in earnest Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it has. There's been about 25, 30 tickets sold just in the last couple days alone. So I do anticipate those 33 or 35 going. Every year what it ends up being is the count gets close, and then I talk to Cheetos. I'm like, all right, what can we do? What's our wiggle room in terms of more tickets? So get yours. The Eventbrite link is right there in the chat. Boom, boom, both bing, 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 boom, 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 bing, bing, bing. We've got those up on the chat. So go ahead. Get your tickets. This is where, like Wednesday night, the week of, is where I usually start to get nervous and I start to get a little. I got Matt and Grinch Girl helping me out quite a bit. Pumped about that. Gino and Keanu, I mean, they'll help as much as they can, but they don't get here until Saturday. They're in lovely Las Vegas right now, and then they're going back to Las Vegas when they're done here. I mean, it's just a goddamn week-long party for the Biscontes. Las Vegas, Party Central, Minnesota, back to Las Vegas. Goddamn. So, excited about the week. I'm not going to say I'm overwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I overwhelm myself. I make myself overwhelmed. So, ticket totals are great. I'm happy about those. Golf event numbers are great. I'm happy about that. Like, it even got to the point where, you know how a few weeks ago I was like, I'm not doing a fucking golf event again. Well, the numbers got past the break-even point, which was really awesome. The comedy show has, less than 40 tickets left with 3-4 days to go. Now I'm at that point where I'm like, you know what? I could do a golf event again. That's a possibility. So now I'm all fired. And by the way, this is every anniversary weekend. Every single time I do one of these, it's just, oh my God, it's not going to work. This sucks. I'm finished. It's over. And then a day before, I'm like, fuck, I got to get everything ready. This is going really well. It's great. Now I'm the only one who can fuck it up. What am I going to do? Do I have 383 on here? I don't think I have Novocaine on. No, I don't have Novocaine on here. So we are at 32 tickets left. We're at 32 tickets left for the comedy show. So yeah, look, I'm excited. I'm pumped. We got 2 goals left this week and then a nice Rumble Friday. We're also going to do a kind of a Rumble Friday theme on Monday and Tuesday as well next week. I think we're going to get back to regular shows on Wednesday of next week because Monday I'm going to do a show, but I'm not going to have a lot left in me. I'm not going to have a lot of time to prep. I just know that Gino and Keanu sleep late. And even on weekends, I can't sleep past 6:30. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do a show. We'll probably do it on Rumble Studio because I need to get my hours in anyway. And then we'll do a Rumble Link Friday, Monday. We'll do a Rumble Link Friday, Tuesday. Regular shows on Wednesday and Thursday. And then Rumble Link Friday on Friday. Does that that makes no sense, doesn't it? Well, either way, I think what we'll do for Monday and Tuesday, it'll be nice just to do a little light show, that's not too heavy and no goals or anything like that. So there will be a Monday morning show, no Monday evening show, a Tuesday morning show, a Tuesday evening show, and then after that, it will be regular. The Tuesday morning show will be a little late. It'll start at 6:30 or 7. Because I am bringing Gino and Keanu back to the airport around 5. So I'll be back here around 6:30. It's, we're going to make it all work, guys. My Lost Interest says breathe. I mean, God, if you've been lucky enough to be a fan of this show for the last 11 years, you know that this is me. I mean, can you imagine what a fucking wreck I was when when I was on the radio and we had just our entire, right now, between just Rumble and YouTube, I think we have 50 to 60,000 unique people, different human beings watching this show every month. And that's spread out. We used to have 50,000. No, I'm sorry. We used to have 25,000 listeners on the radio, but in St. Cloud, Minnesota, 250,000 person market and a 10 share. That would be 26, that would be about 26,000 people. So we would have these comedy shows and they would sell out. We'd have 1 or 2 a month and I would handle the ticket sales on Eventbrite much like I do now. There would be 2 weeks every month of Aaron not being a nervous wreck. And then 2 weeks every month where Aaron is on the air being a nervous wreck about comedy shows. And man, I tell you, it is so fun to think about the old comedy shows with Corey and Adrian. Those were so much fun, man. And man, when it was just Adrian and I, before Corey started coming on and doing the shows with us, Adrian and I, those nights would get a little fucking weird. I mean, that's probably the most drunk I've ever been is the nights where Adrian and I would do comedy shows together, like Cold Spring at Winners. That was always really fun. Not Winners in Cold Spring. Yeah, Winners in Cold Spring. Yeah, it's just fun to think about those now. enough time has passed. You can look back at them with some reverence. I like it. I like it. I'm sorry. I'm making It's Wags uncomfortable. I'm sorry, It's Wags. I apologize. We're having genuine moments here. These make him uncomfortable. He says, put your waders on. Shit's getting remarkably deep in here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forget that there's people out there who dedicate their whole life to just, no, Aaron can't be good. I'm sorry. I will not bring up any of those things. That is my fault. I apologize. I forget that I hurt people's feelings when I do that. But it is fun to think about. I am excited about the comedy show. Very excited about the golf event, which, oh shit, I left my phone upstairs. The golf event, I keep watching the weather now because we're at 35 to 40% rain for Sunday morning and lightning. So I'm crossing my fingers. Wouldn't it be just my luck? I sat here for 2 months and I'm like, fun golf event's not going to do anything, blah, blah, blah. Now it gets to a number where I'm like, this is going to be a pretty decent golf event, and then just rained the fuck out. That would be my luck. Chad Buzamok says, I'm sorry. That's not where I wanted to start. Chad Buzamok says, got here late. Great Chippa call this morning. We got Chad fucking feeling. Like, dude, I do that to everybody. I don't even try. I'm not, I don't understand it. I got back to doing a radio show is what I got back to doing. I learned that universe that I dipped my toe into for a while is full of so many sensitive, what we would have called in our radio days, these were the social justice warriors. These were the Karens. These were the, back in the 2016, 2018 times, these are the guys who take things way too seriously. They get way too high and way too low on shit. It's just calm down. Have some fun. You'll be happier. But because it's coming from me, even though I'm right on all this stuff, they can't accept it. They have to hate it because it's me. I also realized I'm the only one making any content. I'm the only one actually doing a show. So, they have to follow me. If they don't, they'll starve. If you don't follow me, who else is doing? All these other assholes are just sitting in a circle talking at each other. So you got to actually look at the guy who's not looking at you and doing other stuff. It's shameful. It's sad. It's pathetic. Sure. But I get it. I understand it. I just wish they could be honest with themselves about what they need. Numero uno says, yeah, Buzamok, when he literally gives Chad an excuse after someone calls him out and Chad is stumbling for an answer. You guys have lost me. You guys have completely lost me on this. By the way, no. Ric Flair did not call me back today. I did not get a call back from Rick. Never. I would have recorded it for you guys with his permission. Jane says, I saw Ashton almost get choked out by Worski. Oh. It's Wags says, fish on. What are you talking about, Wags? You calm down. We're having fun with you, buddy. We're just busting your balls. We know you love the show. Chad Buzamok says, time to call him back. Chad wants you in touch. I'm not going to call the Nature Boy back. He just got fucking cancer ripped off his head. I don't think he wants to keep hearing from me. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, any update on Hulk Hogan? Bubba the Love Sponge says Hulk Hogan is near death. He's had his esophagus moved side to side for his spine surgeries. Is that like Bubba's new gimmick? Just like, I think it's a good gimmick. I think the fun gimmick is just keep saying Hulk's about to die. And then at least at one point, you're going to be right. Like, Hulk's going to die. I mean, he's in his 70s. Can't have more than 10, 15 years left, right? So just for the next 10 years, keep saying Hulk's on death's door. And then when he does die, you can go, see, Lummy, I told you. And you'll be fine. No, I'm not going to call Ric Flair and tell him I'm the ghost of his kit. You fucking lunatics. Jesus, take the fun out of everything. Okay, boys and girls, let's do a show tonight. I'm excited. 175 is our number. The morning show, anybody who listened to the morning show today will tell you it was like pulling teeth. It was only pulling teeth from 9:30 to about 10:15 to hit the goal today. Everything else went great up until about 9:30. And then once they hit it, they went over. So they went over $25 for you guys. So please knock out the 175 tonight. And then you guys can say something the morning show can't say. You have a perfect week if you knock out that 175. So thank you very, very much. Jane says, what did Ric Flair do on the plane ride from hell? He got naked and put his robe on, and he opened his robe and helicoptered his cock. And then he cornered a stewardess in the galley in the back area after getting incredibly shithouse drunk. And depending on who you listen to, Rick went too far. How too far? He went too far. Mad Move says, I like the look with the longer hair, Aaron. It makes your face look less obese. Oh, thank you. That is probably the nicest thing my audience is going to say to me. I appreciate it. Hey, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Thank you very much for your support. Let's finish it off. Also, 32 gifted memberships away from 300 on Rumble. I think that started at 60-something this week. So great job. Keep knocking that down. Let's see if we can get to 0. How's the standings look? Oh, Naughty Pine's in the cuck chair. Walter is in first place at 64. The Copers were accusing him of being fake today, so he gave us $25 more. Rebecca with $62. Vidam with 57. Zenman with 52. And again, in the cuck chair, it's Naughty Pine. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. Again, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. And if you're planning on coming to the anniversary show on Saturday, make sure you get your tickets as soon as you can. $1 tonight from Eric. He says, glad to know you're not taking Gino and Kiki to Bella Cucina in St. Joseph. It avoids a terrorist attack. I want to take a couple of guineas to a mid-Italian restaurant in Minnesota. I don't want to take them, because even the best Italian restaurant Minnesota has is not going to be great. But I do want to take them to a mid-Minnesota Italian place. Not Olive Garden, that's too obvious. But just a mid, Bella Cucina, and just be like, guys, it's going to be like you never left New York. This is amazing. Best Italian restaurant, Minnesota. Bar La Grassa in Minneapolis. That place is good. Ciao Bella in Bloomington. I've never been there. Tosca in Minneapolis. I've never been there as well. All right, so there's a few places, but those are nice places. Those are good Bloomington, Minneapolis places. You got to take them to, like I said, Bella Cucina would be a good one. Phil Herslet says, rumor has it people with the initials AI and SP are getting engaged this weekend. Well, congratulations to Alan Erskine and Stephanie Poultier. That's fantastic that they're getting engaged. My Lost Interest says the dick helicopter is my wifey's favorite move. Well, she shouldn't be able to do it, My Lost Interest, but I don't shame anybody's relationship. It's totally fine. Buzamok says Aaron starting cover for when after Gino and Kiki complain, Aaron took them to cheap shit dinner. I just have this feeling. My feeling says that after they leave, I don't think Keanu's done turning on the toe in her lifetime. I think at some point down the road, not immediately, maybe later on, you're going to hear complaints from Keanu about their trip to Minnesota and how I was not the best host in the world. Or what? Gino's not going to say a word. Gino's going to be very complimentary. He's going to be very nice. I don't know about you guys, but I think Keanu's got one more heel turn in her. One more heel turn. And I think she'll turn it back. I think she'll turn the heel. She'll go back to babyface. See, she switches back and forth more than actual pro wrestlers. But I think Keanu will turn again. I think Keanu will be like, Aaron took us to the shittiest places. And I'm not trying to be mean, But Aaron took us to the shittiest places, and I fucking hate his dog. No, she would never say that about Gordy. And then Gianu. And then Gino will be in the background going, what he did was fine. He was gracious. Don't be a cunt. It'll be good content. And I think that's mostly will be why Keanu does it, for the gram, as the kids say. Maybe Dago Doesn't Die says, maybe tonight even. Jane says Gino was very upset because his bride turned on Aaron. You know, it was just, you know, when Keanu called me back in October of last year, she was so worried. She was so scared. She was so fucked up over, you know, what she was hearing and seeing that should I have been mad? Should I have held a grudge? Maybe people should hold grudges in those instances. But she was, you know, I'm sorry for what went on between us. I really apologize, but I really need to talk to you. So I'm like, you know what? Okay. Sounds good. Now, will it happen again? I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I think it would be funny if she did have another knife in the back heel turn in her, but I'm not sure. MSO says, is there a promo code for Keanu in the bathroom? Anybody fucks in the bathroom, I'm going to be mad. Point, period, end of story. Taste Fairy says, Antonio Inoki and Sidney Poitier are getting engaged. I mean, that's apparently the rumor, AI and SP. Miss Tay says, Aaron, are you proposing to SP on the golf course with Kiki and Gino? No, but I thought we would recreate that wonderful picture. Remember that picture of Gino, myself, Keanu, and April after our round of golf? I think I'm going to redo that picture of us, and we'll have Gino, Keanu, me, and I'll just be holding a garden hoe because I'm going to help the golf course take care of the green when we're done. I think that would be a fun little picture. Bocephus the Negromancer says, I would stick my dick in a chicken plucker before I banged Kiki. I'll be very honest, sticking your cock in a chicken plucker, if that's really what these things are called, that would be a no-brainer. I would definitely stick my dick in Kiki before I'd stick my dick in a chicken plucker. I mean, that sounds a little extreme to me. I have no desire to have sex with Keanu Bisconti, but if they said, Aaron, you got two choices, buddy. You can stick your cock in that chicken plucker, which I don't even know what that is, or you can have sex with Keanu Thompson. It has to be consensual, obviously. She will have sex with you to avoid you sticking your dick in a chicken plucker. Which one do you choose? I mean, I'm not going to shove my cock into something that's going to grind it off. So chicken plucker it is. Yes, I am going to stock up on cigars as well for Gino this week. The only problem is I like more light to medium-bodied cigars. He likes heavier-bodied cigars. And the other problem about that is nobody listening gives a shit. So those are the two contradictions that I have. Miss Tay says, at least you're smart enough to expect the worst from Kiki. It's not that I expect the worst. It's just that I like to look at what's funny. And, you know, everything internet related is silly to me. And I think it would be funny if she had one more heel turn left in her. I would laugh if she had one more. I'm looking bloated today. More than usual, I'm looking bloated. The weight is okay. The weight's fine. But I've got a bloatedness about me. Mad Move says, Kiki sounds like the name you either give a cute gorilla or a really fat black bitch with beads in her hair. I do think of a cute like chimp or a gorilla when I think of a Kiki, because I think there was a famous gorilla named Kiki. Bocephus the Negromancer says, I bet she shaves her pubes into a PayPal barcode. I bet she doesn't have pubes. I don't know why we're having a discussion about Keanu's pubes, but I would gather they're non-existent. I think Geno's are probably a fucking nightmare because it's just Italians and all that. It's just, ugh. Nader P says, isn't the cornhole tournament code for Kiki in the bathroom? No. Nobody is fucking in the bathroom. The numero uno says the cornhole tournament is just a 100-meter dash to Keanu's butthole. See, again, you guys are making all of this up. I never said it. My Lost Interest says get him some Noob Habano 460s. He'll love them. He's a Rocky Patel guy, if I remember correctly. I'm a Macanudo and Cohiba guy. He is a Rocky Patel man. I had a red dot the other day. God, I love red. They're so expensive, though. I feel like whenever I buy myself a red dot, I think to myself, who the fuck do you think you are? You know, like a Macanudo crystal is $10 cheaper and it's just as good. Who the fuck do you think you are spending $25 on a fucking stick, you creep? So, no, Cheetos did not call first dibs on anything Keanu related. Stop it. All right, 175 away from tonight. Hanging out with you guys in the chat is fun, but it's not making me a dime. So let's continue on. If you're doing any anonymous fake donos via Venmo, I can't see them tonight because my phone isn't here. PayPal I have up here. Venmo is usually on the phone. I left it upstairs charging. I'm terribly, terribly sorry about all of that. So let's get into some things, and hopefully you guys feel like throwing a couple of bucks, making it another win for the toe as we're 175 away from this evening. So we talked about the California wildfires yesterday, and I was impressed that some of you knew about the charity bullshit that's going on. Really impressed that you guys understood how these charity things worked, because I didn't know this. So the LA wildfire charities that were supposed to go to the Palisades fire, apparently what it was all these bands like Green Day and Red Hot Chili Peppers, all these bands came out, they did these shows, they raised, like hundreds of millions of dollars for the Palisades fires. And people assume that when they give money to an event like that, the event takes the money and starts doling it out to families who had problems with their homes and lost their homes in the Palisades. Right? It makes sense. Apparently what happens is they take these hundreds of millions of dollars and they dole them out to different like sub-charities and NGOs and things like that. One of the charity groups they gave to was some like state of California charity thing that's like chaired by Gavin Newsom's wife. And nobody knows what those NGOs do with that money. Nobody knows who they gave the money to, if it ever saw any like basically this was a 9-figure fucking scam that these people may have ran on not only the people who donated money, but more importantly, the people who may have lost friends, family, and property in the Palisades fire. So none of this money goes directly to the people affected by the fire. It goes to, and some of these charities had they were like Hispanic outreach charities, which I don't think any of the Palisades fire money should be racially allocated. It should just be to human beings. Some of the names of some of these charities were suspect as fuck in terms of, what does this have to do with helping people who are victims of the fires? Well, now another problem with the Palisades fire deal is the rebuilding effort is like non-existent. And 2, squatters are taking over the properties now. So you've raised hundreds of millions of dollars. You've got untold billions in taxpayer funds that the state of California is supposed to use to fix the problem. And nothing's happening. And now you have squatters on the property where people's houses have burned down or been damaged by fire to the point where they can't live in them. Squatters have taken over, and in the state of California, of course, the squatter laws are so fucking terrible that they can't do anything to get these people out. So now you thought that all this charity money was coming your way. Nope, it all went to different favors and greasing the wheels and all that stuff. And now you can't get the bum that's camping out on your property out of there because California says, well, no, it's not very nice. You can't just kick people out because it's your property. I mean, the People's Republic of Los Angeles, indeed. So here's the first item I have for you here. This was tweeted out by Adam Carolla. Monday morning, over 6 months after the fire and zero work. No trucks, no crews, no materials. This is, there you go. Those are all houses. All of that beachfront property destroyed in the fires. And then, of course, across the street, all of that property destroyed by the fires. No work. 6 months later, nothing done. And I understand, these aren't the easiest people to feel sympathetic for, seeing as, that property ain't going for under $1 million. But still, they lost everything they know in a fire. And, people raised hundreds of millions of dollars to help them. And the government, takes shitloads of tax money to help these people. And nobody's been helped. I guess the insurance companies, too, you got to wonder what the fuck they've been up to. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, can we get the Blue Line Bar and sports commercials? I have missed them since we left radio. Aaron, get them back as a sponsor. They were never my sponsor. They did stuff with the station, but I never had them as a sponsor. And between you and me, I fucking hated those Blue Line spots. I really did. I hated those Blue Line spots. Cockdiff says, cigarbid.com. I got Cohiba Connecticut's for $6 each. Oh, shit. I like Cohiba Connecticut's. Red Dots are my favorite. I think it's Connecticut's. Are they the ones that come in the glass tubes? I like those. And Macanudo Crystals. And, Gurkha 15-year cellar reserves are also my favorites. I like all of those. Jane says, MSO says, check out Adam Carolla's visit to the fire site houses. Pretty good stuff. Well, that's what that first one was Adam Carolla looking at the houses. Well, now we're finding out that squatters are taking over these houses that they're not working on, and they can't get them kicked out.
Here is the latest insanity over here in the LA fire zones. Squatters are overtaking vacant lots that burned down, like this one right behind me here. This guy set up a whole campsite and I guess actually went down to the DMV.
And it's never like a good campsite. It's never a campsite where you're like, they have a little grill type thing that you can put on top of the fire pit. You can cook properly. It's never like, that's a nice camper. And they've got it, they got an awning out and like nice deck chairs and all of it. It's always just a fucking shitty old, honey from the late 1970s. Looks like shit. You wonder if it's even got wheels on it. They've just got all kinds of garbage scattered all across the lot. It's never good.
He listed this as his address on his driver's license, and the property owner can't get them off.
Terrible choice of words. He's been sitting there cranking on the guy's knob forever, and the guy just won't come. It's frustrating as all hell. I went out there. I had a squatter on my property. I tried to jerk him off. Damn guy's dry as a cactus. Oh, shit, that's not. Don't. Just don't. Like, for once. Can I make a funny joke that entertains my audience? That people laugh at? And you don't clip me going like this and saying, I tried to jack him. Could you not do that this time? I understand that me doing this part only adds to the joke, and you and I kind of have like a Martin and Lewis thing going on where I say, hey, don't, right? And it makes the joke better. But I'm really saying this time, just let that one go. Give me a freebie, all right? We're going to hit tonight's goal. It's a little slow going, so you know that I'm kind of working into it, but the jokes are there, the laughs are there, everyone's having fun. Just let this one go. So the owners can't, you got these dirty, filthy, greasy squatters. The owners can't get them off. All kinds of problems. But that's true. In California, if you go and list an address on your driver's license, they don't check it out. You don't have to show proof of that address. You list it as your address. They cannot kick you off of there. Some states, it's as simple as you get a piece of mail delivered to that house, and now you have squatters' rights. Why we can't come up with a federal law that just says if you don't own the property and the property owner doesn't want you there, get the fuck out. If you don't have like a lease agreement or anything like that, leave, Doyle.
The police even showed up and they said, we can't do anything about it. It's got to go to the courts. Here's another one right behind me. This is two.
Look at that.
Right across the street from each other.
Tarps. Yeah, it's a shitty Winnebago with no actual awning. They just have I don't even know what those are, broomsticks and tarps just hooked up, just rigged up with shitty wet clothing and towels and shit. Oh my God.
Squatters who have overtaken these properties and the homeowners cannot get them off of the site.
So before anybody starts to get all bleeding heart and goes, oh, come on, Aaron, aren't these just poor homeless people who need somewhere to stay? No, fuck them. These are opportunistic parasites who saw someone suffering and decided, this'll do good for my 86 Winnebago Lacharo. And they just camp out there. These are not people that you need to have sympathy for. These are not people that, they prey on that. They prey on your sympathy. They hope you'll be sympathetic so they can keep doing the things that they know are absolute dog shit to do. But since, you have such a kind, bleeding heart, they take advantage of that. These are people essentially stealing the property of people who were victims of a wildfire. You're re-victimizing them all over again. You're homeless? Sorry, not my problem.
So if you're in Pacific Palisades or Altadena, I'd get some security fencing up.
Well, whether I'm Altadena or out to lunch, I mean, it really doesn't matter, does it? Altadena. In the morning, I'll be out to breakfast. If I'm really feeling peckish, I'll be out to dessert. Play on words for the city that
right away, or you might lose your property to a vagrant, and the county isn't going to do anything to help you.
A ne'er-do-well. That's who you'll lose your property to. Red Fox Mad with $1.99 says, I miss Ciati's restaurant in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I took a beautiful girl to Ciati's on a date once when I was like 21, 22. It was a girl. It was the first time I'd ever met a girl in a bar, got her number, called her, and she went out with me. I was very young. Like, I never thought that way. I was like, that only happens in movies, right? I called her Red Dress Girl. And I was drunk with my cousin and his wife at the red carpet. And I went up to this red dress girl to order a drink. And I just start talking to her. And she's like, hi. And we're just talking. And she's like, why can't Jesus have Skittles? I'm like, oh, why? She's like, because he has holes in his hands. I'm like, I love her. Clearly, she's my favorite. So I was talking to her. And I gave her my number, and she gave me her. No, I gave her my number, and she said, I have a boyfriend. I shouldn't be, texting or calling. I go, well, if you ever find, I was hammered. I'm like, you ever find yourself single, just give me a call. And like 3 months later, she's like, you said I should get in touch with you if I'm ever single again. Would you like to go out sometime? Holy shit. So we went to Ciati's. And she, it turns out she was like raised Mormon. She went to Italy in an exchange program, and she stayed with a mafioso family. It's fucking fascinating. And I blew it. I can't remember how. Long story short, yeah, nothing ever happened with that one. But that was Red Dress Girl. I took her to, that was my only date I ever went to at Ciati's. Thank you, Miss Tay, for gifting a membership. I appreciate it. 165 away from tonight's goal, and 31 gifted memberships away from 300 on Rumble. Mad Move says this is like a fake merch story. Got it. No, why would I make up a story where I didn't get a kiss, I didn't get laid. I blew it. I blew it. I don't even know how I blew it. We just went out. We had a decent time. It was a good date. It just it didn't become anything. Papa Shop says you blew it because you look like that. Aw.
Oh no. Oh jeez.
Oodles of Toodles says, surprise, surprise, you blew it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mad Move says, next you're going to have a hat and dark glasses to cover your goofy eyes. They better fucking be there. Oh, wait, no, I have to narrow in. How do you make it look like you don't have shoulders? I don't understand how you can get that look. Like, I square my shoulders back. I have some shoulders. Not a ton, but I've got shoulders. I'm a tall guy, got some shoulders, whatever. How do you, because it's not like he doesn't have hunched forward shoulders. They don't fucking exist. It's like he can, and like you hunch them, you still got shoulders. He like has them hunched, but they're also down and they're not real. It's fucking insane. Numero Uno says he blew it, so it was a Nicky Norton situation. No, not that kind. I didn't suck a lady's dick. Jane says, Aaron has a great woman now. Glad red dress didn't work out. A beautiful woman now. Beautiful woman. But, red dress, I still didn't happen. Rovert says, did you blow it because you told her you wanted to be in radio? I was already in radio. I was working in Litchfield at the time, which is like this close to not being in radio. It's basically, it's shortwave at that point. Taste Fair. Oh, thank you guys for giving me advice on the date. He says, next time, don't eat the whole basket of breadsticks. That really would have probably been helpful. I wish I would have had you around back then. Numero uno, I said I didn't suck a woman's dick. Numero uno says, so you sucked a man's dick. Got it. That's not, I mean, I didn't say that either, but alas, here we are. Miss Tay says, I'm faking a dono right now. Hey, a fake dono from Miss Tay, $25.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Where does that put old Miss Tay? That puts her at 75, or was she already on the thing? If she's not on the thing, she's at 75. Yeah, she's at... Oh, my God, Miss Tay is now in first. Miss Tay in first place at $75. Suck a lady dick, Walter. You're in second place. Rebecca, you're in third. Vadam's in fourth. By the way, everyone in the top four right now has been in first place at some point today. That's how close this is. Zen Man enters the cuck chair at $52, and Naughty Pine is going to hit the bench at $50. Thank you very much, Miss Tay, for that $25. I appreciate it. That also puts us just $140 away from tonight's goal. Thank you, boys and girls. I appreciate that. Miss Tay says, old? Fuck you, fatty. Jesus, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say old. I think I said good old Miss Tay. Chad Buzamok says, check X, fag. It's a really nice, I mean, I say, where I come from, we say please. But I guess, we can say fag now, I suppose. All right, what do we have? What's next? Clip requested by Aaron Imholt, his true feelings on Keanu C. Thompson. All right, let's listen. Let me put it up here for you guys. What are my true feelings? I have no desire to have sex with Keanu Bisconti. Well, I said that, though. I don't have a desire to have sex with her. She's married to my friend, and I'm in a committed relationship. You should probably say you're in a committed relationship first. Then you say, because you're my friend's wife. But both of those are the reasons I have no interest in having sex with Keanu. What's the other clip that we've got? Oh, boy. What did I do? I went out there. I had a squatter on my property. I tried to jerk him off. Damn guy's dry as a cactus. Oh, shit, that's not. That's it. By the way, great freeze frame there. Look at that cute boy with the pretty hair. There are some angles with the new hair that I look younger, and there are some I look like a fucking less chubby Rush Limbaugh. Which, by the way, numero uno let me know Rush Limbaugh was 38 in 1988. So that's numero uno Josh Denny fans' subtle errands of failure updates. Chad Buzamok says Aaron's learning. Helgi says he lies. He's horny. Oodles of Toodles says committed relationships have never stopped you before. All right. Let's just everybody just calm down, okay? Everybody just take it easy. All right, let's I'm turning over a new leaf. I lived my midlife crisis from like 20 to 36. So my midlife crisis is now being a monogamous, decent, settled down partner and father. That's as soon as that Tahoe breaks down in a few years, I'm going right back to a Chrysler Town and Country. That's my midlife crisis mobile. All right, so we got the squatters thing in the Palisades. I know some people wanted me to check out Adam Carolla's stuff on the wildfire. The only problem is I haven't done any research on it, so I'm not going to be able to just jump right to it. So maybe I'll check on that in a couple of days. Wally World gifting a membership, putting us 30 away from 300. Thank you guys so much. And also putting us 135 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys so much. Keep it up. You're doing great. Numero uno says, not so subtle reminders that successful radio guys do lots of work on their shows and careers. How dare you? I called Ric Flair today. Mr. Snurdly used to call people for Rush Limbaugh. Chad Buzamok says, when's no research ever stopped you from talking about something? Yeah, but there's a difference between doing no research and having zero confidence in your ability to bullshit and trick people. I usually have done no research, but have the utmost confidence in myself to be able to bullshit something that you'll buy. Vidam with $1 says, Aaron's favorite restaurant that I love is Slim Chickens. I love eating. God damn it, Vidam. By the way, Slim Chickens closed. So there's nothing about Slim Chickens that I enjoy anymore. It's gone. Thank you. Now, somebody did say I have to go grab my phone. They said, Aaron, you have to go and you have to check Venmo. So just here, give me a second here. I'm going to come right back. I'm all caught up on my clips and shit. We do have, you know what we're going to talk about next? Candace Owens is being sued by France. That's what, I don't know what other way to put it. Candace Owens is being sued by the country of France. So I guess she's been calling Macron's wife a dude. And Macron's wife has fucking had it. And so she's now suing Candace Owens, which should be like the easiest lawsuit in the world to prove. It's just a judge standing up in court going, show me your cunt. And then then going, no, not you, Mrs. Owens. Stop it. You. And if Macron pulls down her pants and she's got a cock, Candace Owens wins. If she pulls down her pants and she's got a real, female vagina, she wins. Candace Owens has to pay restitution. Makes sense to me. Miss Tay says, if it's $1, someone's getting the belt. That's true. If I go up there to grab my phone because someone said you need to thank whoever sent this in, and it's $1, I think some people are going to feel like they're owed an explanation. Vidam with $1 says, I can't wait to bang Crunchy in the Stoney's bathroom with Crunchy's consent. See, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice to say you're going to do it with a woman's consent? Don't you just feel better? I mean, Jesus. Buzamok says, I think Aaron is the kind to marry whatever pussy he happens to fall into. He just got lucky with SP. So I fall into pussy now? You're giving me way too much credit. Way too much credit. All right, guys, let's play a little music. I'll run up. I'll be gone for like 25 seconds most. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. I'm never leaving my phone again. When you guys find out that I left my phone somewhere, I get the nastiest fucking messages. Here's a text to find your phone. Look, asshole, if you're going to do dad jokes like that, at least do them in Chip voice. Fucking cocksucker. Matt writing, I'm glad that Matt keeps us posted on any of the rumors he hears about the anniversary show, since he will be helping out with it. But he writes to me, just heard a rumor of a second hype train that'll be run on Kiki. Any truth to this? People are asking me. No. Keanu is not going to get, we're not going to run a train on Keanu. Stop. And quit writing that we can't hear you, you're muted. Shut the fuck up. Stop with the you're muted shit. Knock it off. I am not muted. No sound, speak up. You guys are coordinating this shit. Am I really muted? I'm not doing a thing where you guys try to make me feel like I'm muted. Everything is fine. Everything over here is fine. Everything over there. Now they're saying now the screen is blurry. No, it's not. You guys organized this. There is no, I'm not muted. I didn't touch anything. Are we going to have to set up a dead drop for me to get my bobblehead? I'll get you the bobblehead. The show is not in black and white. Am I really muted? I don't want to fuck around with it because then they'll be like, aha, we fucking got you, dude. I am not muted. Thank you very much. Anonymous fake dono with $5 says, my wife forgets her phone too. I get it. Oh, this is a fake. Oh, thank you for the fake dono. I appreciate that. 1:30 away from tonight's goal. Why is the show in sepia tone? The show is in 240p. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says, just got here and not sure why I can't hear toe. Hold on a minute. I'm not doing this. Fuck you guys. I can still be heard just fine. I'm unmuting. Hit play. Hit live. I can still be heard just fine. I can hear I'm being broadcast just you assholes. I'm watching my own feed and I am fine. Thank you very much. There. Are you happy? I hate this. See, Buzamok, all these people are like, got him, haha. No, you didn't. I told you that it was fine. I told you that there was no problem with my audio. You guys just wouldn't shut the fuck up until I checked. No, not well played, chat. This is horse shit. I don't like you guys. You're fans. You pay me. You keep me on the air. I think that might have to be where our relationship starts and stops because you don't respect me. You don't. I don't know if you ever have because I said I'm not muted. You guys are fucking with me. And then I went, okay, here, watch. And then I went and I unmuted the thing. And then when I did and I go, see, they're like, got him, faggot. No. No. They're writing too easy. Now, see, the people who are really good are the ones who would have stuck with the muted bit. Buzmak says this chat has chemistry and works together well. If only Johnny and Aaron could have this kind of chemistry. You guys better knock it off. I'm going to bring Corey back if you don't cut that shit out. You understand? Turtle Steel Shell says, legitimately couldn't hear it. Laughing my fucking ass off. What did I do? Rumble app sucks. I'm sorry. 1:30 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys for all of your generosity. 1:30 is the number, and we're only 30 gifted memberships away from 300. So maybe a little gifted membership train might help out. Vadam with $1 says, Aaron, I found you a new Shaka doll. All right. And that also puts Vadam at 59 for tonight. Vadam has precariously slipped down to 4th place. Numero uno says, Aaron can't work well with Johnny. He's too jealous of Johnny's natural talent. All right, let's check out what Vadam sent us. Just put it right there on the ledge in the background, like a fertility statue. Everybody will watch and get pregnant. It'll be great. Speaking of pregnant, Miss Tay with $5. Thank you very much. 125 away from tonight. You guys are the kindest and the sweetest and the nicest people I've ever met in all my days. Is that is first place, Miss Tay, by the way. She's now at $80 for the week. Thank you. I love that we are last evening show of the week and nobody has eclipsed $100. That is a good sign. That is a good sign. And we missed one goal, but it was morning show, and we're still nobody over 100. That's good. I miss Shaka. He was a great dancer and always so upbeat. The radio people asked me to get rid of him. I'll be straight up with you. There's, I would say, probably 2.5 companies that I'm talking to radio wise. There's a third one that was like, I feel like all your stuff is pretty much, it's close enough to done that we can talk a little more. And now since the last thing, they're like, why don't we wait a little bit longer? But the other two are still in. And they were like, look, that, like a while back, they were like, that black dancing doll. 2 out of the 3 said this to me. They were like, that black dancing doll, that's going to be hard to explain. Do you think you could maybe chill out on the black? And like, they didn't ask me to get rid of it, but they're like, you think you could chill on it? I'm like, you don't want me to use it, do you? Like, no. We'd rather you didn't. Papa Shab says, Aaron, you're not getting your job back. We need Shaka. You talked about Jews spreading the bubonic plague like 3 episodes ago. Yeah, but I talked about shit like that back when I was on the air. You just get the ratings. That's all. The numbers are the numbers. All right, guys, $1.25 away from tonight. Keep it going. Thank you very much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's take a look at these texts. If our relationship ends with the show, how can I live parasocially through you? Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Aaron, did you know that Eric Church is partnering in a new golf course? Wow, really? In Minnesota. Very interesting. $2 from No Pen 15 Fathead. He's the guy who bought Shaka. He says Shaka is doing well. How about that, No Pen 15 Fathead? If Shaka's doing really well, give us $20. Turtle Steel Shell says, how big of a donation does a single whale have to give to get a Shaka S statue again? Anybody who asks a price gets an answer. If somebody throws in $150, I will go out tomorrow. I will get a new Shaka, and there will be some kind of doll on this program. You're asking me what the number is? 150. Wally World says, what is the goal to bring back Shaka? Thank you for the $5. Here's what it is. It's either one person giving 150, or if you guys knock out tonight's goal and tomorrow morning's goal, I'll go out tomorrow and get a new Shaka. Deal? That's the deal. One thing I always promise my audience, if they ask a question and it has a dollar question attached to it, I give them an answer. And you're asking me how much for a new Shaka? Either 150 from one individual, or collectively this show knocks out the 120 that we're short, that we have for tonight, and the 100 we were short. What morning was it? Yesterday morning. Turtle Steel Shell says, I won't, but I just wanted the number. No, I understand. Silver Wolf says, no, don't. Learn from Nurembergers and the others. I do learn from Nurembergers and the others, and the thing I learn is there's always something else. There's always something else. Turtle Steel Shell says, let's define what a new Shaka is. A new Shaka is like a black statue. Chad Buzamok says, okay, Toe Boys, set it up and get it to one person and pay. Save some money and get a new doll. Well, yeah, I guess you could do that. You guys could pool 150 to one person and just give it that way. He'll forget and quit at 9:45 tomorrow, says Fauci's Pangolin. That's not true. I would never do that. Shuli Madoff with $2 says he has another Shaka in his garage. I really don't. I don't have. That was the only Shaka I ever had. I would go out and get a new and improved Shaka. I swear to God, I would get another Shaka doll. Taste Fairy Ialto says, I've got some old mammy-looking salt and pepper shakers that eBay won't let me sell. That's what I could do. I could have a little plate here, and then I could have a little mammy salt and pepper shaker, and then every time someone donates $20, I could go, oh, Lordy, we're so excited for $20. I could shake salt and pepper onto a plate. What a gimmick. What a gimmick. All right, let's get to this Candace Owens thing. Thank you guys very much. You've been insanely generous. Doggo Doesn't Die says, did the Toe Boys ever pool up to sponsor a hold? No, the Toe Boys never made it to, I think they're at $40 of their 150. I still will. I'll get them a sign made and everything if they want to do it. But as of right now, not quite. Miss Tay says, I never saw Corey. Was he more animated than Johnny? I would say Corey is the second best second mic in the history of Steel Toe. Corey's probably the second best of all time. Oz is the best. Oz was the OG. Oz was the original. He was incredible. People loved him. Just a likable guy. So I got to throw Oz at number one. Corey was probably the second best second mic ever. If I'm guessing what the audience believe, I bet you the audience would rank him Oz and then Corey if we went with ranked choice voting. All right. You guys have got this show rocking and rolling tonight. Thank you very much. Knock out that last 120, and I'm a happy guy. So this Candace Owens thing, I don't understand how this is going to be a complicated case. Emmanuel Macron and his wife Bridget are suing Candace Owens. The French president and his mom wife are suing Candace because Candace has basically been, I don't know if she's been insinuating or outright saying that Bridget Macron is a guy. Now, I've had a lot of people write in with that. A lot of people have that theory that Bridget Macron is a dude and that she changed genders to be with Emmanuel or Emmanuel's into old ladies. I don't fucking know. But anyway, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure you can sue for something like this. Like, you're not protected by being like... Candace isn't protected because Bridget Macron is a public figure. Just because you're a public figure doesn't mean you can't be like defamed or harassed or anything like that. Like you absolutely can be. And sometimes it's fucking plain as day, right? This Bridget Macron thing, if she really did say, Bridget Macron's a trans person, Bridget Macron's a dude, I know this, blah, blah, blah. Now, if she made some offhanded shitty comment where she was like, oh, Bridget Macron, what a dude, what a guy, you know? That you probably can't sue for because you could say, well, that's just, that's just performative, right? But if you go into detail and you're like, no, you don't understand. She's a man and she's trans. She became a woman, cut off her penis, blah, 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 blah. Like if you go into detail and do that, yeah, she can sue your ass, especially like all she has to do is prove that she's not a dude. And to me, I know that times have changed, times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. But I still think if you pull down your pants and you got a twat, people are going to be pretty convinced you're a chick. I would be. Maybe I'm just old school. This is what Candace Owens wrote on Twitter. This is one of the things they're talking about. This episode is blowing up, so I just want to say, after looking into this, I would stake my entire professional reputation on the fact that Bridget Macron is in fact a man. Any journalist or publication that is trying to dismiss this plausibility is immediately identifiable as establishment. I have never seen anything like this in my life. Well, it's called a cock, Candace. The implications here are terrifying. I do not intend to let up on this story, and I am calling on other journalists to look into this explosive story and report accordingly. See, now right there, I think you fuck yourself. It doesn't take much, man. If you make demonstrably false claims and it can adversely affect someone, public figure or not, you're fucked. So in this case, you're saying Bridget Macron's a guy. If Bridget Macron can prove she was born a woman, is a woman, the whole thing, especially with how loose the definitions are for man and woman now, I think Candace Owens might have left herself wide open on this deal. No pun intended. So let's find out. Wow, is that really a picture of Bridget Macron as a school? No way. Really? That's her? Like, in fairness, it's in black and white, and I've seen lesbians with that kind of jawline. So, you know. The Macrons say Owens has turned their lives into fodder with her rampant lies, adding Owens has dissected their appearance, their marriage, their friends, their family, and their personal history, twisting it all into a grotesque narrative designed to inflame and degrade. The result is relentless bullying on a worldwide scale. She is seeking unspecified damages, including punitives. Despite having a lawsuit filed against her by the French president, Candace isn't worried about the matter at all, with an insider saying she has no plans to stop talking and plans to address the matter in a live stream of the Candace Owens show. So, in other words, I'm guessing that Candace Owens is not seeking legal representation on this, because I think a lawyer would probably tell her right away, like, shut the fuck up about the whole Bridget Macron having a dick thing. That's not something that we really want to jump into. But I've heard from other people who swear to God that Macron's wife, Bridget Macron, was guy, cut off the cock, became a woman, married Emmanuel. I mean, there are people who do swear by this. To me, it just has it's such a black and white thing. It's such an easy thing to prove or disprove. You know, and I hate to be crass, but like, pull down your pants. Let's figure it out, and then let's call it a day. Crunchy with $20. Hey, Crunchy. Thank you very much. Vidam's here, by the way, Crunchy. You guys can, you know.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Crunchy with $20 says, this is towards the $100 that were short. Shaka was fun, but I think we can leave that one in the lore. Risk reward, not clocking for me. Also, towards Towboy's hole, if allowed. Phrasing. It all goes into one big place eventually, right? So we'll call it for tonight. Because if it goes to tonight or it goes towards what we were short on Tuesday, it's the same thing. 105 away from tonight. Thank you guys so much. Hey, before we're even at the hour and a half mark, we're almost under $100. Thank you so much. Brian says Macron has already lost several defamation lawsuits about his wife being a man. Candace will win. It's a little different, though. Like in the UK, I don't know about France, but in the UK, they don't have a lot of frivolous lawsuits. Because if you sue and you lose, you have to pay the other side's legal fees. So they don't, which is something we should adopt here in the United States, because our lawsuit culture is fucking out of control. Taste Fairy Ialto says Corey is the one that really started the Melton thing by calling him an alcoholic on the show. Really? That's it? That's all? It's pretty pathetic to say that that's what started it. I mean, you'd have to be pretty, that would just prove the psychopathy point. 09 Canyon says Candace did a 3 or 4 episode arc about it. Yeah, a lot of people have, though. My Lost Interest says if it goes to trial, she will have to show her dick to the jury. I mean, right, but that's show your birth certificate, show your cock, or not your cock. If you show your cock, you're fucked. Figuratively, Candace wins. Show your pussy. Show your birth certificate. I would say one or the other. And then that's, here's what a badass move is. Go on TV and like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm a dude. Wham. And then just pull down the pants. You win. What a gangster way to win. I feel like Bridget Macron's approval rating would go up if she did that. No dicks would, but her approval rating would go up. Budman says, yes, France does do that on civil lawsuits. Okay. So France also does the thing where if you sue somebody and you lose, you have to pay their legal fees. I like that. I think that is a good idea. 105 away from tonight. You guys are making for a really nice evening. Keep it going. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. I appreciate all your generosity. We're only 30 gifted memberships away from hitting 300 on Rumble. Ooh, here's a fun thing I wanted to do tonight. Hey. So Tulsi Gabbard did a press conference today, and she was talking about all of it, man. She was talking about Epstein. She was talking about Obama. She was talking about Clinton, the whole deal. She was talking about all the 2016 stuff. Remember, she's the one who came out last week and said, we've got documents proving that Barack Obama may have committed treason. Now, in my opinion, this is clearly just because the Trump administration is eating shit on the Epstein deal, so they're trying to play the hits, hoping that people kind of will shut the fuck up about Epstein, which, as we're going to find out either tomorrow morning or later tonight, doesn't seem like it's going to be happening anytime soon with the rumors that are coming out. But Tulsi Gabbard gave a report today, and she laid out evidence that Barack Obama and the FBI under Barack Obama knew that the Russia shit was bullshit, knew that a lot of this stuff Hillary Clinton was giving them was not true, but that they put it out there anyway because they didn't want to see Trump become president. So that's, again, very interesting. Does that mean that it could lead to charges? I don't know. I feel like with the Supreme Court ruling that a president can't be charged for shit that he did while in office or in the performance of his duty, that might kind of hamstring you on that if it's retroactive. So this is Tulsi Gabbard today in her press conference laying out the Bill and Hillary stuff. Let's do the Fox News clip first. So this is the first clip we have is Fox News's coverage of Tulsi Gabbard talking about Obama. The second clip we have is CNN's coverage of the same. You tell me if you can spot any differences.
Religious organizations in which State Department officials offered, in exchange for supporting Secretary Clinton's campaign for the presidency, significant increases in financing from the State Department. They also had documents that showed the patronage of the State Department to State Department employees who would go and support Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign.
Ooh, so the State Department was giving out bonuses and the State Department was using taxpayer dollars to help out the Clinton campaign. That's interesting. I don't know if that's illegal. I don't know if that's something we, stop what this country's doing, stop progressing, stop doing things we're trying to do and go back and arrest people from stuff that happened 10 years ago. But it's interesting to know that that's how shit works.
There were high-level DNC emails that detailed evidence of Hillary's, quote, psycho-emotional problems, uncontrolled fits.
Okay, I know we can't put anyone in jail for that, but anybody else really want to see those documents? Boy, would I like to see those emails. Hillary's psycho attitude and behavior. I'd love to see those.
Of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness.
All right.
And that then Secretary Clinton was allegedly on a daily regimen of heavy tranquilizers.
Fuck. Kind of based, actually. They had to trank that bitch to get her to sleep. She was too worked up. She was too excited all the time. They literally they hired some African witch doctor to hang out in trees wherever she was speaking, and at the end just go, and just put one right in her neck so she would go to bed.
Then CIA Director Brennan and the intelligence community
It's fine. Hillary just needs a tranquilizer dart. She'll be okay. Who cares if she's yelling? I yell all the time. It's fine. What are you guys complaining about? We're just going to shoot her with a tranq dart. She needs to sleep.
Wow.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
That was actually an argument they had in the Oval Office with Director Brennan.
characterized intelligence and relied on dubious substandard sources to create a contrived false narrative that Putin developed a quote-unquote clear preference for Trump.
You know, that was, I don't know about your guys' favorite band in the 70s. Mine was the Dubious Brothers. What was your favorite? I like China Grove. That one's my favorite. That was a good Dubious Brothers song. I don't need to be here. I want to be here. I just want to let you guys know that when I tell you jokes like that and I do things like that on the show, I'm just showing you that this is my passion more than just my job.
Brennan and the
If I don't get paid for that Dubious Brothers joke, I'll cease to believe in any of you.
IC misled lawmakers by referencing the debunked Steele dossier.
Steel Toe dossier, thank you.
To assess, quote-unquote, Russia's plan.
It's a dossier full of just really shitty jokes. It's like, oh, Aaron, was there a Russian plan? No, they took their time. No, Aaron, we mean what came from Moscow? The cow doesn't go to church. Moscow. No, that's what a mosque says when it walks into a wall. Mosque, ow. Hey, Aaron, what about the Steele dossier? I don't know, but I got the iron papers. Aaron, did you hear what Vladimir did? No, but let me be Putin my pants on. You guys didn't realize I worked in the Obama administration, did you? Nope. I mean, I've got more jokes. I'm just biding my time. If I don't have a $105 goal knocked out by the time I go back into the chat, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here anymore.
And intentions, falsely suggesting that this dossier had intelligence value when he knew.
I told them, I said, no, the Trump administration's misquoting me. I told them I didn't have a dossier. I had a dossier B. But they weren't paying attention at all.
Knew that it was discredited.
They wanted to know if I had the Steele dossier. I said, no, I have the platinum sticky note. I'm so happy right now. This is a labor of love.
The intelligence community excluded significant intelligence and ignored or selectively quoted reliable intelligence that contradicted the intelligence community assessment's key findings on Putin's alleged support for Trump.
Well, I guess he was really Putin it down for Trump then.
Oh, no! Oh, jeez!
Including this intelligence reporting would have exposed the ICA's claim as implausible, if not ridiculous.
And a man in my position can't afford to be made to look ridiculous.
The intelligence community assessment omitted reliably sourced information, such as how some Russian intelligence officials were quote-unquote planning for candidate Hillary Clinton's victory, while others assessed neither Trump nor Clinton would respect Russia's interests.
And then, you know, it's funny that they spent all this time talking about Russia, all this time wondering about what Russia, worrying about Russia because of this fucking dossier that turned out to be total horseshit to begin with. So even when they're trying to rig an election back in 2016, they couldn't get it fucking together. They're all looking up each other's assholes. Don't worry, in 4 years, they figured it out by 2020, though, boy. Oh, did they ever. So that's just a small piece of it, because I figure you guys don't want to listen to the whole thing tonight, but especially with me rocket firing these awesome jokes out there. You're welcome. I want to compare this. So that was Fox News' coverage of Tulsi Gabbard just laying it out there. All the evidence the Obama administration was using all of their tools necessary to try and help Hillary beat Trump, which is, I mean, it's iffy, to say the least. Let's go to Honky. $5 from Honky says, for the Dubious Brothers joke, here's one. Bonnie Blue had a long train running. I didn't hate that joke. Matter of fact, I kind of liked it. Let's go to, I fucked this up. I'm trying to read it. Anonymous Fake Dono says the Dubious Brothers joke was a wiffle ball home run.
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
Thank you. Hey, we're in the double digits. $95 away from tonight's goal. Hey, guys, make me a happy boy tonight. Knock out that whole 95 nice and easy and make it the final win for the toe for the evening shows. Doggo Doesn't Die says that's hilarious. I want more. That's all the commentary I get on the Dubious Brothers joke. Nader P says your jokes are bad and you should feel bad. What? No, that was great. Hulkamasha Baby says, paid, you should be shot for that joke. What? Dubious Brothers? Come on. You're talking about the China Grove. Oh. Fauci, I like the people who play along. Fauci's Pangolin says, I like Bell Biv Bubus. I don't, you know what? That had potential. You fucked it up. Oh, Doggo Doesn't Die says that joke was hilarious. Hilarious. Honky says, Aaron, you're a fool. What a fool believes is up to you. Ah, that's a Dubious Brothers joke. Hey, we're doing it, everybody. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we've got an announcement for you. An announcement just for you. Guess what? First of all, let's fire up the Elon.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Crunchy with $100. Thank you so much, Crunchy. That means we've knocked out tonight's goal.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So now if you guys hit $100 more, that means I have to go out and get a new Shaka. That's the deal. So we're 30 gifted memberships from 30. Or from 300. We're 30 from 300, and we're $100 away from how short we were on Tuesday. You guys knock that out. I go get a new Shaka tomorrow, and I do a 1-hour evening show for you in between cleaning. That's right. Tomorrow at about 6:30, I will do an evening show for you if you make up what we were short on Tuesday. And that's $100. And that's really up to you guys. So now Crunchy is at 150 for the week. Wow, she just took a huge lead in the standings. So let's put her in there. Crunchy at 145. Miss Tay in second at 80. Walter in third at 64. Rebecca in fourth at 62. And that puts Vidam in the cuck chair at 59. Zen Man is going to the bench. Let me just put Zen Man in here at 57. Is that right? No, 52 for Zen Man. All right, there we are. There we are. Thank you guys very much. MSO says it's a fake donation because Crunchy is dead. It's real. I'm sorry. It's real. They are saying Crunchy is drunk. Well, if Crunchy's drunk, she's a fantastic drunk. And we all love her very, very much for being that drunk. You know, is Crunchy going to be at the anniversary party? I hope she is. Because if Vidam's going to be there, we might have a love connection. MSO asks, will Crunchy be available in the bathroom at Stoney's? Asking for a friend. My Lost Interest says, Crunchy is flexing for Vidam. Oh, that's so cute. King Kong Dong says, Toe Boys, come out to the tournament. Get your tickets. Eventbrite.com. Let's put that link in the chat. Get your tickets to the comedy show. There's about 32 tickets left. And get your tickets to the golf outing. There's unlimited tickets for that. I think we have to stop at like 70 or whatever. We're not going to get there. So come on out. Come on out. $60 for the tournament. So far, the prizes are, we're either going to go 200, 100, or 300 winner take all. And that price will only go up as more tickets come out. And then for the cornhole tournament, $200. It's free to enter. The cornhole tournament's free. Whoever wins, each partner's going to get 100. Hopefully that'll pay your bar tab for the night. You lucky fucking devils. All right. You guys have knocked out tonight's goal. You've got $100 to shore up Tuesday. If you do that, I'll do an hour or so evening show tomorrow, and I'll go. That will be where I debut the new Shaka. If we have to knock out the goal first, the Tuesday goal. All right, let's do the Tulsi Gabbard thing. So we saw Tulsi Gabbard explaining all this stuff about the Obama State Department. I'll be honest, it seems petty to me. It seems like the Trump administration covering their ass for the Epstein thing. So they're bringing up Obama and Comey and Hillary. You know, it's like playing the hits. It's like the Eagles played Too Busy Being Fabulous, and people were lukewarm on it, so they just went right into Hotel California. I don't know if it's going to work. I do know it rattled CNN something fierce, though, because guess what they did? When Tulsi Gabbard started laying out the evidence that the Obama administration was using Hillary Clinton's State Department to help out her campaign. Which, again, I don't know if that's illegal, but I know it looks really fucking shady and shifty.
Multiple intelligence community assessments released in the months leading up to the November 2016 election concluded that Russia had neither the intent nor capability to impact the outcome of the U.S. election.
So, Steele dossier comes out. Obama administration treats it as gospel. State Department starts trying to help out Hillary any way they can, hiding the emails where she looks insane and psychotic and needs to be tranked to bed, and starts really putting out this Russia narrative. But they also found out early on that the Steele dossier was bullshit and carried on with it anyway. See, again, tricky, yeah. Shitty, corrupt, sure. Illegal, like we're going to start hauling Obama and Hillary away and perp walking them? Don't hold your breath.
On December 5th.
We've been listening there to the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, continuing on what has now been a multi-day effort, not only with public statements like this, but release of documents to attempt to back up the quite extreme allegation that President Obama is guilty of treason and that he worked in some sort of conspiracy with Hillary Clinton, etc., in the assessment.
Wow. She's in the middle of laying it out. She's in the middle of introducing all these documents and all these findings, and CNN's like, as she comes out to back up the dubious brothers claim, China Grove. Maybe it was the China Grove. That was actually the Dubious Brothers. The Dubious Brothers had the big hit, Bohemian Grove. Totally different song. But she's out there laying out the case. Now, whether or not the case is bullshit, we'll find out soon enough. But for CNN to immediately start doing that, Jedi mind trick, this is not the Obama conspiracy you're looking for, that seems a little dishonest, doesn't it? She comes out and she's laying it out there. Here's what we have, emails, documents, Steele dossier was horseshit. They knew it. They kept going with it. And CNN goes, all right, we're cutting this shit off. There's Tulsi Gabbard babbling about God knows what. Interesting. It's always fun to watch these righties or lefties be totally into transparency until it's time to shine the magnifying glass on them. I just really, I wish we lived in a more honest world where everyone could just admit their biases. And then that way we wouldn't have to watch this fucking desperate, like grasping at straws contradiction, I wish CNN could go, look, we hate Trump. We've totally got Obama and Hillary's back. And this, do like the liar thing. Like we're shutting this off. It's devastating to my case. Go watch Fox News if you want to hear more of this shit. And then Fox News or Ben Shapiro or whatever, when it came to Epstein, they could go, all right, look, I love Israel and I love it more than I love the United States. So I'm not going to sit here and let anyone talk bad about Epstein or Netanyahu. So we're going to talk about something else. I would respect that, believe it or not. And I know you're thinking like, Aaron, but isn't that like really wormy and disgusting and shitty and hypocritical? Yes, but hypocrisy has never bothered me. I've never had a problem with people being hypocrites. My problem I have is when they lie about being a hypocrite. Nobody's perfect. Am I a hypocrite? All the fucking time. Constantly contradicting myself. I'm human. It happens. Especially when you talk for 7 hours a day. It's bound to happen once in a while. It's just these people who hold themselves up as holier than thou and then want to point out everybody else's flaws. And then when Tulsi Gabbard's out there going, oh yeah, you remember that guy whose dick you sucked for 8 years? Well, guess what? He did some really foul, dirty shit. And they're like, we're cutting away because this lady's fucking crazy. It's cuckoo conspiracy theories that she's cooking up that are backed up by documents and everything else. My Lost Interest says Trump needs to get back on point. So far, it's been a joke. I did see that he made a trade deal with Japan, which is helpful. I mean, I know that's not like the sexiest thing. Like, oh, yeah, you know what? Trump's fucking killing it. Trade deals with Japan. But it stops the tariffs on August 1st with Japan. So hopefully we can get a few more of these. The tariffs don't have to become a big thing. And the markets can take off. And it's all nothing but good news. That would be aces. QAnonymous says, release it or I don't believe them. Yeah, well, that's a big part of it too. If Tulsi Gabbard's going to come out and go, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that, then, show your work. like you did with the Kennedy papers. Papa Shab says, we've known about this stuff for years. Remember when Hillary had a heat stroke? Oh, yeah. Is that when she like did that break dance? She did like the Weekend at Bernie's thing into the mobility van where she was doing the Randall into the van while they were dragging her in there. I remember that. Oh, God. Yeah, that was the most embarrassing thing is when the media tried to, like, clearly they were covering for her. They're like, well, it's very hot out and, you know, heat stroke is a real thing. And, you know, hey, everybody, wear sunscreen and shit. It's like, or don't be fucking 90 and dying. And then wasn't there another thing where, like, she was at an event and her head went all strokey? She went, She's just kind of like, there were a few times during the 2016 campaign, there were a few instances where Hillary just kind of like short wired, or she shorted or sharded. No, Biden sharded. She shorted. Totally different. Brian says, I'll never forget when they tossed her corpse into, yeah, right. And she'd stroke out a couple of times, you know, like a presidential candidate. Well, I mean, when's the last time we had a presidential candidate, an initial presidential candidate, a nominee of a party who was under 75 years old? You're going to get stroke up. I mean, 2 out of the last 3 nominees for a presidential spot have had visible strokes live on the air. Trump's the only one who hasn't. I don't count Kamala because she wasn't a nominee. She was just the person who got to take over for Biden because they were really fucking desperate, essentially. Yeah, but I forget about that one. Now, you know what? Now I got to look that up. Hillary stroking out and being thrown into the van. Oh, who can forget? I mean, I guess I did. Technically speaking. Look at me fishing around. We've hit the goal, and I'm like, whatever. Hillary van. Hillary van. That sounds like fun. Here it is. First one. Oh, I'm so glad the internet archives this shit so well. Here we go. Watch. Here's Hillary. There she is. And Weekend at Bernie's. Go. Oh, no. There goes Randall. He's a berserker. No time for love, Dr. Jones. One more time. Come on, Hillary. You can do it. I start walking your way. You start walking mine. We meet in the middle in those election lies. And it doesn't help that it looks like one of those mobility vans that picks up senior citizens to take them to bingo. That is not helpful. God damn, man, that 2016 election was fun. Do you remember election night 2016? Like, my cousin and I were in a cribbage league because I'm the coolest fucking guy you'll ever meet. And we're in the cribbage league, and we're pretty sure everyone in the cribbage league is pretty liberal, like they're Democrats. One guy's like a union government worker. He's an not SCIU. What's the big government union? Maybe it is SEIU or AFSCME or whatever the big government workers union is, public sector workers union, whatever. And his daughter was, I think, a teacher. So we were pretty sure that they were Democrats, and we were playing cribbage with them. And I'm kind of showing my phone. And my cousin and I both were we were very excited to vote for Trump that day. And we kind of thought he was going to lose. We were like, he'll probably lose, but it was cool that we got to vote for him. And all of a sudden, like in between games, I'm showing him my phone. I'm like, dude, he's got a fucking chance. Like he's up 10 in North Carolina and 10 in Ohio, and he's up 8 in Virginia, and he's like Florida, he's killing it. Like, he's winning all the swing states. I'm like, holy shit. And then like downstairs at the red carpet, the Republicans had rented out the convention room, and they're just going fucking ape shit downstairs. And we're like, God damn, Trump's doing really well. And like Ashley and I were up, she was up, Charlotte was very little. So Ashley was kind of carrying Charlotte around. Charlotte was going to bed. And Ashley and I are just like, I'm downstairs because I don't want to make too much noise because Charlotte's trying to sleep. And then Ashley would come downstairs every once in a while when Charlotte would go down. And she was like, is he gonna do it? I'm like, I think he is. The only problem is, like, we were watching the news, and remember the news, like, did not want to declare that Trump was going to win. I mean, they were just like, well, you know, she's got the blue wall, and Pennsylvania can still hold, and Wisconsin and Michigan are still, and if she gets those, and then Arizona comes in, like, I guess it's still a contest. And then, like, it wasn't until like 12:30 they finally admitted, they're like, yep, it's over. Trump is the president-elect. And holy shit. It really was amazing, and it totally wasn't supposed to happen. I really applaud the people who, you know, back in 2016, it was a lot harder not to be brainwashed by the media. I'm really impressed by anyone who was not media brainwashed at that point and actually, like, watched the coverage and was like, nope, Trump's got it. He's already won this thing, fait accompli, because they didn't make it seem that way. Dr. Drew, says Jane says, went insane on me when I said in his chat that he lost his job for saying Hillary was unwell. I don't remember what he lost his job for. 09 Canyon says the compilations of the Young Turks freaking out on election night 2016 will never get old. That and Bill Burr on Conan was really good. Taste Fairy Ialto says, were you yelling N-words at the TV like it was a Vikings game or something? No, I didn't have to. Taste Fairy says they didn't want to admit it in the last election either, when it was even more obvious that he was going to win. Yeah, but I feel like the rest of us were a little more like we kind of had it figured out that he was going to win in we didn't need the media to tell us as much in 2024. Young Turks election meltdown election 2016. Yeah, this is one of my favorite.
Ben Mankiewicz.
This is thanks to Tulsi Gabbard for putting this all back in our memory. This is one of my favorite YouTube videos to watch. I watch it at least once a year.
Jake Uger, John Irola, Anna.
So they're gonna. This video tracks the Young Turks from the beginning of the night as the election night coverage progresses. Hi, Anna. God, she's such a sweetie pie.
I will be yelling throughout the day. I was eating breakfast with my kids this morning before I went to go vote, and they're both so.
And they were like, "Daddy, why'd you eat it all?" No, you know what? Peace between all of us and Cenk Uygur, because Cenk Uygur is actually doing God's work on the Gaza stuff, and he's one of the few media personalities who doesn't back down when people try to bully him on what Israel's doing in Gaza. God bless him for that. He's wrong on a lot of shit, but he's a fucking bully on the Gaza stuff. And like, he's one of the few media personalities, like as well as like Tucker and a couple of others who really, and Dave Smith, who really hold Israel accountable.
Excited at the idea that a girl could be president. The idea of Donald Trump beating the person who could be the first female president.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't get any worse than that.
Right. Yeah, good thing you're not going to have to find out what that's like. I gotta say, you know, it would be terrible if that nightmare had to come true, right, Cenk?
Right. And as I was waiting in line, there were two older white guys. They're
awesome. Did you high five them?
Behind me, and in the span of 5 minutes, they badmouth Latinos loudly and very transparently. Badmouth Latinos, Muslims, and black people. Okay, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and I just turned around and I told them to shut the F up.
Hey,
we wouldn't have experienced that before.
America's healing. Sorry, I'm trying to screw in my microphone while I listen to Anna Kasparian make up her lie about the racists on election day. There we go. There were two white guys, and they were loudly bad-mouthing Latinos and Muslims. And I turned around. I said, shut the fuck up. And they're like, well, we all know who each other is voting for.
Like that kind of open hatred where you feel emboldened enough to talk like that about 3 groups of people in the country that are different from you. And it just...
Well, it would have been 4, but you didn't let them get to women, sweetheart.
Me, I don't want to live in a country like that.
Yeah. There was only 2 guys we'd ever banned in TYT history, and one of them was Donald Trump way before he ran this time.
Well, yeah, don't you feel fucking retarded now that you banned him from TYT? I mean, now he's president. Kind of need him.
Around, and he broke us on that, to be fair.
Look, this election's over, okay?
Who invited the fucking substitute science teacher? All right, go ahead, buddy.
Trump cannot win. He can't win for a number of reasons. I mean, putting aside his xenophobia, racism, sexism, and all that gives...
All right, now name his bad qualities. Oh, my God, this guy's name is Steve-O. How bad would it suck if you're in any kind of entertainment and you have to tell people who you are, but your first name, but people basically think your real first name is not that. Hey man, who are you? Oh, not that Steve-O.
Latinos and other groups to vote in large numbers. He's incompetent. I mean, in terms of the popular vote, would be always would be kind of close, but the electoral vote won't be close.
Look at that! Isn't it funny to see Jimmy Dore? This almost looks like they green screened him in as like a joke, but people don't realize this. Before COVID, Jimmy Dore was like a big time water carrying liberal Democrat. Now he's essentially a full blown conspiracy theorist, which I love. I think Jimmy Dore does a great job. And I think he does his show with Kurt Metzger now, which is super awesome. But yeah, Jimmy Dore was on the Young Turks, and he was like he spit in Alex Jones' face at the Republican National Convention in this same year. And now I think Jimmy Dore and Alex Jones are cool.
At all, I think he's going to win by, well, I think Hillary will have 320 electoral votes when it's all said and done, plus or minus 5.
Plus or minus 5. So this asshole, he clearly just wants Hillary to win, so he coughs out a number like he's going to get about 320 electoral votes. And just so he can make sure that we don't just go, shut up, dude, that's just what you want to happen. He goes, well, give or take 5 votes.
I never bought into your fear-mongering.
Ida Rodriguez joins us, yes!
You got a Latina. You have to today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it turns out you guys might make all the difference.
I'm an anchor baby. I want you to tell me specifically why you don't like Hillary. And the reality of it is that you...
All right, she's a war hawk. She's for higher taxes. She wants to limit my Second Amendment rights. Is that enough? I feel like I want you to specifically tell me why you don't like it. I hate it when people do that because they're not listening to you when you give them the reason. You're like, all right, give me a good reason why you're not voting for Hillary. All right, Second Amendment, foreign policy, taxes. Oh, you're just sexist. Well, why don't you just do me a favor? Just call me the sexist right off the bat. Don't give me a chance to make a good argument and then call me. Just say I'm a sexist because you're not listening anyway.
Don't like her because she has a vagina.
By the way, okay, now I'm going to keep it super real.
Hillary doesn't have a cock? Huh.
She chose to not come on this show.
Oh.
Okay, so it's not like we didn't ask, right? And we asked over and over.
And you voted for that.
And they not only that, but that's part of it, Jimmy.
You're a cuck.
Well, one time
you saw some of the cracks in Jimmy Dore's armor coming out there a little bit, calling Cenk a cuck.
I was testing a bowling ball, and as I kind of scooped it back, there was a child behind me, and it hit him in the face.
Wow. Did Anna just admit that she smashed a kid in the face with a fucking bowling ball? You know, that whole Me Too era was kind of unfair. Aziz Ansari kicks a girl out of his house because she wasn't down to fuck, which he respected her no, and then got her an Uber. Like, look, I'm trying to get pussy tonight. If you're not down, then please, take off. I mean, that probably hurt that woman's feelings really bad, but she tried to cancel him over it. And here Anna Kasparian smashed a little kid in the face with a fucking bowling ball. No cancellation? Come on. That's a Me Too.
We actually have some actual election results.
All right.
From Indiana? From 3 states, Indiana, New Hampshire, and Kentucky.
Let's do it.
With less than 1% of precincts reporting, so they're a little meaningless.
Here comes Bernie.
But they're all bad news. Let's start with Kentucky because we don't care. 73-25.
See, Kentucky, it's all Hillary's night tonight. Kentucky, that's just a bunch of toothless rednecks. They got more electoral votes than they got teeth. Who gives a fuck about Kentucky?
Okay, have Kentucky. Who cares?
Yes.
How come we don't care about Indiana? Don't care. 69-28. New Hampshire, again.
This is important.
Jimmy Dore's like the only one on that panel who's sitting there because I think he voted third party in. I think he voted for Stein in 2016. But it's like it's honestly one of the only times. Like Jimmy Dore's the only guy on that panel who's sitting there like, guys, this is not as sure a thing as you think it is. Because he's, in fairness to Jimmy Dore, he's always thought Hillary's a war criminal.
It's an important one. Less than 1%. I'm sorry. That one actually not less than 1%. That 1%. 1% of the precinct seems 53-41, Donald
Trump. Disaster.
Okay, the mood has immediately changed.
Like, they 1% of the fucking vote is in, and these guys, they were so confident. Hillary's getting 320 electoral votes. A girl's going to be president, and blah, blah, blah. They get one fucking result, and they're like, oh, my God, there's an iceberg.
Trump is now taking the lead in Florida.
He's taking the lead.
Wait, where?
In Florida.
Okay.
Come on, stop doing this every 2 seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
Killing ourselves.
Look at Anna and Jimmy are the two people like, yeah, I agree. Let's not fucking piss our pants every time the fucking election results change. Jesus, Cenk. And by the way, Cenk this year got a little better. Cenk still had his fucking moments in 2024. But something's changing with this guy. He's getting better. Like I said, I've liked his stuff on Gaza.
Virginia, 10% reporting.
Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Buckle up.
54-41.
Trump.
Yeah. Just what we,
No.
161,000, 123,000.
No. It got quiet in here the minute we started reporting these real results.
Yep.
And
it's almost like we were all being bullshitted in the run-up to the election and being told fake poll numbers and fake everything numbers. And then when we actually got to see how people voted, we were utterly shocked that Trump ended up winning. It's because when you guys fucking scream that everyone who likes Trump is a racist and a bigot and a misogynist and all this other stuff, they're just going to keep their mouths shut, keep their heads low, go to the polls, vote. That's it. Doesn't it kind of feel like 2024 we got a more corporate Trump? Like 2016 we got rebel, fucking Rosie O'Donnell's a pig, Rand Paul is very ugly, and Ted Cruz's wife is a pig. Like, that's the Trump we got in 2016. 2024 Trump, we're like, pedophilia rules. Pedophilia's, there's nothing wrong with it. I'll cover it up like a blanket. Epstein was a good guy. Like, we got a really different corporate Trump this time around.
And if that continues, there is going to be a Paul in here.
Probably Rand. A Rand Paul.
I don't even want. I mean, I think.
Where are?
I will cry. I will literally cry.
I would love to see that.
I can't bear anything more. Up and down the middle of the country, all red. Have we called all those out yet?
Oh my
no,
God,
we
he
haven't.
built a wall.
Okay, he built a wall. North Dakota, gone. South Dakota, gone. Nebraska, gone.
All right, in fairness, guys, when do you ever win the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, or Wyoming? Fucking chill out, guys. All right? You're still not dead yet. I mean, you will be by the end of the night. This will all be over. But like these states, you're never winning those anyway.
Kansas, gone. All called for Donald Trump.
Hold on, this is serious. So the calculation that the New York Times has had as a running prediction of winning the presidency. Last time I glanced at it, John, I don't know if you've been looking at that win presidency meter below the states, below the map. Well, it was it was at 80% an hour ago for Clinton.
What is it now?
68%.
Okay, God damn it, I'm nervous. Okay, you should be nervous.
This is where this video really starts to get good, is when they all start to get scared.
Ohio, gone. Okay, Virginia, God damn it, it's 77% reporting. Still a 5-point lead for Trump. Florida, 76 plus early voting reporting. 49-48 holding steady for Trump.
The lead in North Carolina has essentially completely evaporated.
It's gone.
It's tied.
Ohio, gone. 49-47, Trump now leading. He's got a 2-point lead with 30% reporting.
Uh-oh.
You know what?
Texas. Texas is gone.
Texas is gone. Okay.
That's the other thing. Every 4 years, the Democrats try to tell us that Texas is in play, and it's never in play. There's also like Republicans will always try to tell you that Minnesota might be in play this time around, and it's not.
talk of like, hey, turning purple, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, gone. Sometimes I can barely hear you guys because in my head it's like, she's losing Virginia, needs Florida.
I didn't know that Cenk's inner monologue is mentally retarded. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Right? And God damn it, if we need Florida, are you shitting me? More bad news.
Like if Trump ever, this is what I should have done the day that he turned on us on Epstein, is I should have played this. It always makes me feel better. You know, we were a better country back then.
Ohio, now he has built a 6-point lead. 37% reporting, 51-45.
That's rough, buddy.
North Carolina, he's now taking a 1% lead.
And you know what's nice? They were all so shitty back then that you didn't feel bad when they started panicking like this because they said so many bad things about you and people like you that you were like, good, fuck them. I'm glad they're squirming.
Yeah, I don't see a fucking landslide here. I don't see it at all.
New Hampshire has been totally tied up. 100% tied up.
Trump! Remember when they used to call him Trump? Wasn't that a funny bit? I think that was a Colbert thing, by the way. That guy's hilarious.
48-47. So he's leading in Florida, Virginia, New Hampshire, North Carolina, and Ohio is now an 8-point lead for Trump with 42% reporting.
Damn.
So Ohio is gone and soon to be gone.
Yeah, gone.
Tick, 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 tick. You're running out of votes to count.
They relegated the Young Turks to just making mouth noises.
Now the favorite to win the presidency. 51%.
Jesus. This is the most haunting thing I have ever had, we've ever had on the Young Turks.
Just remember, for these guys, this was following up 8 years of the first black president ever.
John Kerry was going to win in 2004. This is Trump. We are fucking talking about a madman, incompetent buffoon being the most powerful man on earth.
Dude, just relax. It's going to be fun.
Has a better than 50% chance.
I can't even believe how this is going so far. And this is why I don't obsess about the polls. Yes, they're relevant.
There you go.
Yes, they're interesting to you guys. But I never look at the polls and think, oh, you know what, Hillary has a comcomfortable lead.
Don't sweat it, Anna. Your makeup will run and you look very pretty tonight.
Anything. Okay, it means something. It means something.
By the way, as we were talking,
I love how the feminist liberals like Cenk Uygur is like a woman's in the middle of a big diatribe. He's like, shut the fuck up. As we're talking, lady.
54% chance that Donald Trump wins. They moved while we were talking. It just moved again. 55% chance Donald Trump is going to win right now.
Stop saying the number.
60.
It's not going to change anything, pal. This is where the real panic really starts to set in. Pretty soon they're going to start yelling at everybody.
1% chance of winning for Donald Trump.
This is insane. This is insane.
So
it's nice to know that they were all saying the same things we were, except in a different tone. Like they were like, "This is insane," and we're watching, going, "Oh, this is fucking insane."
Presidency is 92%. Brace for impact. Okay.
Brace for impact.
Huffington Post, what happened to your fucking 98.4%?
All right, so now they're turning on HuffPo.
98.4%. And I keep picking on them.
Well, that
they
leaves
were not
almost
alone.
2% chance.
They were not alone. All the fucking idiots in Washington and New York. Oh, you guys are worried about nothing. You're worried about nothing. And now
the madness is
rebel
setting
headquarters as Trump and his cronies begin their march against our freedoms. Look, we might literally be targeted. So, remember Alex Jones and Roger Stone bust onto our set?
I love how Cenk Uygur is going, we might literally be targeted. Like, you know, this Alex Jones has the one up on us. Meanwhile, like 2020 comes around, Alex Jones is kicked off of all social media. They're suing and they're giving people $1 trillion judgments against him and trying to shut him down. All of that stuff. And the Young Turks like, when Trump gets in there, he's going to shut us all down. Meanwhile, Biden got in there during COVID and they were like, we're just going to block and ban everybody.
In the RNC, and there were no consequences. They walked around. They didn't get arrested. They didn't get escorted out of the building. And they laughed about it. And so now those guys will be in charge in a lot of ways on a national level. Talk about how historically pathetic the Democratic Party is.
Uh-oh.
That they let this guy who has never had any success in business.
Come on, they're your pals.
Of monumental failure.
No, come on.
And they let him win the presidency.
Don't yell at them.
Powerful. The Democratic Party is gone. But
No.
I'm at war with the Democratic Party.
War?
This corporatist, weak, spineless, pathetic party that
come
lets
on.
the
Say it ain't
imbeciles
so.
On the Republican side walk all over this country. That handed power to
You're mad.
raging, not just bigot, but
have
an
some-
incompetent. And I'm
have
done
a glass
with the
of milk.
losers.
No,
And I'm
come on,
done
Cenk,
with
you don't
those
mean
donors.
that.
I don't
like-
give a fuck what the donors
You
want.
still love them.
Okay? So
They wanna help.
You think we're coming for you? You're goddamn right we're coming
I
for
hate
you.
to see this
We're
civil
gonna
war.
Pulverize the DNC.
Don't
We're gonna rip it
pulverize
to
them.
shreds.
Jet
Yes,
fuel
we're
can't
at
melt the
war now.
DNC.
So even if by some
shit.
miracle
No,
here,
don't.
as we're past 11
It's
o'clock
just an
Eastern
election.
in our live coverage, by some
There'll
miracle
be a
Hillary
plague,
Clinton wins,
and you
I
guys
don't
will
care.
take power
we're
again.
We're still at war. We're still at war.
No, Cenk, no.
Because you are this close to handing Trump ultimate power.
But it's
of this
okay.
planet.
You'll get it back.
Insane? You pathetic losers.
No, come on. There's no going back from this, Cenk.
New
You're
York
sweating.
Times now has it at
95% North Carolina.
95% chance that Donald Trump is going to be
At
president.
11.
All right. So that, I mean, again, there's another fifth. So from there, they just go to basically yelling and screaming at everyone, like Democrats and all this. I mean, it's just, that whole thing got bad that night, like for the Young Turks. It got pretty nasty, to be honest. Hey, by the way, you guys have knocked out tonight's goal. If you knock out the 100 that we were behind on Tuesday, we will do a little hour and a half show tomorrow evening is what we will do. All the links to the comedy show and the anniversary show and the golf event, the links to those tickets are up in the chat. There you go. And that all came from the Tulsi Gabbard thing, from Tulsi just saying talking about the 2016 election and the Steele dossier and Obama. Dude, our fucking numbers plummeted during that. I think, you know what? I think I'm starting to understand why people might wait until the end of the show to knock out the goal. I don't know. We're at about 270 right now. We're under 300 on tonight's program. Sam Show says that was boring as fuck. Oh, I was having fun. I'm sorry. You know what? I did a segment that was just for me, and I wasn't thinking about my audience. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Or maybe I just didn't want to run out and buy a new Shaka. That could be it. All right. You know something I do have for tonight that I did mean to get to, and we will be getting to, is this, I'm having a hard time. Somebody just wrote, Mudshart Chad is doing a walk and talk, says he has a gig coming up near you and wants to meet up and get a drink. You interested? Not only would I love to get a drink with Chad, who's, our only thing has been going after each other personally. It's not like these other crazy stalker guys. Chad's, different. Not only would I get a drink with Chad, if he would like me to do a guest spot on the comedy show he's doing, I would love to show up and do a guest spot. Chad Buzemach, you go ahead and put that together for me. Tell him I will get a drink, and if I can do a guest spot, I would love to. Where is the gig? There we go. Why couldn't Chad come up and do the anniversary? Well, I guess I never asked him. Tolkien Studies says, what's your drink of choice, Aaron? Old-fashioned is my favorite drink. In the morning, a nice spicy Bloody Mary. But in the evening, an old-fashioned. Or you could do an impromptu show with Chad. I don't know if I'd do that. Miss Tay says Chad hates your guts. No, he doesn't. Chad's a worker. It's all a goof. That's all it is. Chad's not one of those crazy stalker people who wants to do me or my family harm. He's a little different. Chad's one of those rappers who understands the game and he keeps it on wax, as they say. Okay, let's I wanted to do this Somali thing. So there's as you know, we've got the feeding our family or feeding our future scandal where a big fat white lady got a bunch of Somalis to make up numbers that they were serving kids meals under some federal government program. And then this fat white lady in Minnesota took all those fake numbers that she had these Somalis give her, turned it into the federal government, cut her a giant check, and she would pocket millions. She pocketed tens of millions of dollars. She gave the Somalis some of the money, but for the most part, just kept it for herself. She's going to prison for a long, long time. A bunch of Somalis had to take plea deals and give information and turn state witness against her, so they would get like 2 to 3 years instead of like 20 for money laundering. Well, apparently there's another scam going on in Minnesota where Somali families are filing their taxes as single mothers. Because in Minnesota, like many other states, if you're a single mother, you get crazy nice tax benefits and welfare benefits. The problem is a lot of these women are married. And this Somali guy did a video explaining that there's like tens of thousands of Somali women who are married and claiming to be single on their taxes so they can get a shitload of government benefits. Somalis are just bragging about this shit in Minnesota. And to be honest with you, fuck our government. If they're going to steal from them, and I know it's our tax money and everything, but it's like they come to this country, they get told by Democrats they can do whatever the fuck they want. They go and they fleece this country for everything it's worth. And then they have the audacity to claim racism and say that this country's not fair and not doing enough for them. Meanwhile, our government looks the other way on everything. Somalis commit fraud on a massive scale in the daycare scandal and the Feeding Our Future scandal. Well, it had to be the white lady. It couldn't be these lovely Somalis. They just got tricked. The food stamp scandal, where Somali grocers are buying people's food stamps for cash and then at a discount. They're buying them for like 60 cents, 70 cents on the dollar, and then turning in the food stamps to the government and getting the full amount back. Oh, well, they just, we ought to just, when it comes to, we're not getting our fair shake, then it's like all this racism in Minnesota. It's awful. Treat us like everyone else. Then we catch them ripping us off and ripping off our tax dollars, and they go, oh, we are just immigrants. We don't understand. It's like, come on, dude, which is it? Which one is it? Because I would like to treat everybody the same. So this guy explains how 30,000 single mothers in the Minneapolis metro area alone are scamming the system, knowing full well they're doing it. This is wild.
Another crazy statistics just in Minnesota, not anywhere in the world. I can just imagine a statistic in the world. Just within the metro area of Minnesota, there's about 30,000 single Somali mothers, single mothers.
Which is crazy because of one thing I will say about Somalis, they greatly value family. And like the nuclear family. This is why the Democrats try to hide all their LGBTQ trans shit from the traditional Somali community, because they don't like that kind of stuff. No, like a lot of these communities where you see the protests against trans sports and trans kids and all that, you'll see a lot of burqas and shit in those protests. They don't like to tell you that. But yeah, they're very traditional family. So single motherhood does not fly in the Somali and Muslim culture. So how are there 30,000 single Somali mothers?
Single Somali mothers, single mothers, which is a ridiculous number. But at the same
cute. A lot of you man will think this is a true statistic, but it's not a real statistic, because the single mothers that's registered in the government, they're not actually single mother. Nin bay haystaan, laakiin dowladda waxay sheegayaan, oh, anigu single baan ahay, nin ma haysto, what do you call it? I need a support. So this is spousal support, man. This is a hustle. A lot of Somali hoyas do is to get benefits. You understand? So waxa weeyaan, waxay sheegayaan dowladda, yo, I don't have a freaking no job, no nothing. Then guri bilaash bay ku siinayaan. So subsidizing housing. Aruurtaada lacag bay siinayaan. So
So they've been basically to get money. I don't recommend this bad reputation for the community. Yeah. So they don't report an income. They don't report being married. So they can maximize benefits from the government, which is, again, to me, insane. But we let it happen because in Minnesota, Democrats are in charge. And if Democrats start prosecuting Somalis for welfare fraud, they might lose it as a voter support base. So we've got Keith Ellison, our attorney general, running around going, we're going to sue Trump. We're going to hold the Trump administration accountable. It's like, bro, our state here in Minnesota is rife with fraud. Like, it's just a shitload of welfare fraud going on in Minnesota. And, we got to stop letting Democrats tell us that, oh, come on, welfare fraud, there's not a lot of that. The old welfare queens thing, that's not true. Like, how many times do I have to watch the news and see not only welfare fraud, but like institutional welfare fraud on a grand scale? They're saying that this Feeding Our Future scandal could end up hitting $1 billion. That's one state, $1 billion from the federal government. And that went into somebody's pocket. Right now, I think they're at like $250 million. That's a lot of people you got to pay to keep quiet. So this whole idea where you're not supposed to be allowed to call out welfare fraud, it really is a form of political gaslighting where you're like, no, I'm seeing it all over the place. Like, again, St. Cloud grocers, Somali grocers have been busted buying food stamps and scamming the taxpayers. Somalis have been busted running fake daycares to get federal taxpayer dollars. Feeding Our Future, this single moms that are married and have husbands that make money and on their taxes claiming to be single moms to get benefits. I'm sorry, but like, you can't convince me that you're catching 100% of this stuff so that all the stuff we see on the news, oh, you got them. I guess we can't talk about welfare fraud anymore. It's still happening. And also, do you know how like fucking greedy and shitty you have to be a Somali to get caught for welfare fraud in Minnesota? The Democrats in this state want to look the other way. They want to turn a blind eye. They don't want to enforce shit on you. But you get so greedy and you take so much that they're like, oh, God, you know what? I guess we got to go down there. It's really looking bad. Like, Keith Ellison wants to go after the Trump administration, which, like, I'm sure there will be time for that. That's fine. But, like, your state is being defrauded and bent over and fucked, and you're not doing anything about it. Yes, by the way, 09 Canyon, the same Keith Ellison who committed domestic violence on recording. Yes. Brian says most of them charges got dropped or reduced to lesser charges. Yes, absolutely. That's 100% true. True. Miss Tay says they did the fake child care scam here too. Oh yeah, no, it's I'm sure Michigan has a problem with it as well. It's just, if you let people get away with shit like that, there's not many people who are just going to say no to free money. So if you get convicted of something, you usually did something actually worse than the charge they use. Well, no, we have a really corrupt, shitty, garbage system. Whatever you were taught in school, forget it, because it's all horseshit. They charge you with way worse than what you're guilty with, and they charge you way worse than what you can prove, and they use it to scare the shit out of you to shake people down. That's essentially how our system works across the board. Okay. All right, Chad Buzamak. Thank you very, very much. 09 Canyon says lots of people commit daycare fraud. You submit to get paid to watch your neighbor's kids, and you split the money. Oh, that's an interesting one. That's interesting. Yeah, Minnesota has become, and it's embarrassing, but Minnesota has become a real haven for welfare fraud. Really, really bad. Hey, let's go to this Alex Stein interview. So Alex Stein talked to the guy from Ashley Madison, the chief strategy officer of Ashley Madison. They were talking about this Coldplay thing, and the Oh, God, the AI CEO Atmosphere or whatever it was called, the CEO who was with his HR director, and they were, trying to fuck at a Coldplay concert, which, ugh. But Alex Stein brought on, he had James O'Keefe on with him. This is kind of a powerhouse show, Alex Stein and James O'Keefe. And he brought on the chief strategy officer of Ashley Madison. And really, I get more culturally conservative the more I get older. I'll be honest with you, because it's just, you just realize that society was kind of built in a way, like the old school morals of society were built in a way because it was kind of best. It may not be the most exciting. It may not be the most fun, but, mom and dad raising a family together, monogamy, all that stuff may not be fun, may not be the greatest, but it's right. It's the way it works and everything else. We shouldn't glorify cheating. Lord knows I'm not the guy to spread that message. We shouldn't glorify infidelity. So Alex Stein brings on the Ashley Madison chief strategy officer and actually kind of reads him the riot act. And I got a lot of respect for Alex in this clip, because these Ashley Madison guys, like, it is a perversion of the culture. And I think things like Ashley Madison should be shamed out of existence, because it is really fucking bad for us to be glamorizing and glorifying cheating and finding a concubine or a mistress or whatever. It's not good. It's really terrible. And like, this is a website that enables people with children that are looking to, fuck up their families and everything else. And like, hey, come on over here. We'll do it for you. Let's take a look at this and watch Alex Stein and James O'Keefe, I think, do a great job.
Marital affair with, is that a correct description?
I think that's pretty accurate. Our tagline is, life is short, have an affair.
Life is short, have an affair.
And so you reached out to us, and this story is going viral. What could he have done different, in your opinion, Paul, that would have not gotten him caught?
So there's a couple things here, that I think people are not necessarily...
James O'Keefe is like, is this real? Yeah, so Alex Stein asks this guy, hey, how could you have helped these Coldplay cheaters not get caught? And the guy with a straight face is going to fucking answer the question. He's going to go, well, the way I would help them is go, dude.
Seeing the full picture first, we actually don't know fully if they're having an affair like they're being accused of.
Bro.
Obviously, they don't want to be seen in a public setting, given the way that...
A married guy with a married woman has his fucking arms around her from behind, pressing his cock into her butt crack, and they're not having an affair. Wow, they must be really good friends. He must be consoling her about a death in the family. Come on, dude. Pull your head out of your fucking ass. This is another thing that's bad for the culture. Sometimes you see it and you know it. It's like Antonin Scalia said about porn. It's like, don't bullshit me. I know porn when I see it. Oh, well, why don't you? Like, weasels and shitty, immoral people will do that thing where like, oh, yeah, well, did I really say that I did this? Can you point to where I actually did this? Like, dude, fuck you. You're not as smart as you think you are. We know. You're a scoundrel.
Reacted. But what you don't know is what are the conversations they've had with their spouses prior to this. So they may be in a don't ask, don't tell. They might be in some type of open relationship. We don't know.
That is not the fucking reaction of people that are in an open relationship or a don't ask, don't tell. Fuck off. And by the way, isn't Ashley Madison the website that promised anonymity, and then they couldn't protect the privacy of their users, and it all got leaked by hackers on the internet? Fuck these guys. Why are they even still around?
To suggest that it's clearly an affair is a bit of a leap too far right now. But what I would say is, at Ashley Madison, we believe that office affairs are not safe for work. Because if, in fact, they are married and having what we consider a traditional affair,
do you hear that? Traditional affair. When I've had my affairs, you know what I always thought? Yeah, at least I'm keeping it Christian. At least I'm keeping it by the book. I'm keeping it Abrahamic with my affair. So as Alex Stein talks to this dude with James O'Keefe, and the guy's like, well, we don't know if they're having an affair. Shut up. And then he's like, well, it's in the office, and we don't like that here at Ashley Madison. We like the more, what did he say? The more traditional? Go back. What was that line he used? This fucking weasel?
believe that office affairs are not safe for work. Because if in fact they are married and having what we consider a traditional affair.
Traditional affair in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Slut. We're having a traditional affair. We pray. We ask God to bless our genitals. It's all very traditional. It's not slimy or schemy. Like I said, when I've been unfaithful, when I've had my affairs, I never thought like, hey, but I'm not as bad as that piece of shit having an affair. No, I'm dipping my fucking wick too. I'm just as bad.
The likelihood of both now losing their...
And by the way, whenever I've been caught cheating, I've been very Al Pacino in The Recruit. I look at him, I go, you got me. Hand in the cookie jar. You know, I'm very open.
Is pretty hot.
I mean, I'm hiding it until I get caught. I mean, but when I'm caught, I don't go like, you made me do this. You didn't love me enough. I've been starved for affection, blah, blah. I was like, no, I'm a fucking hornball. Couldn't control myself.
Because we've seen this happen quite recently at a number of companies, including the CEOs of Intel, the CEOs of McDonald's, for having what are consensual affairs. And that's why
McDonald's, ba-da-da-ba-ba, I'm fucking it. That's it's marketable.
Our business exists so that you can come and have a discreet affair and be, undiscovered.
And Paul, we talk about your business. Like, do you have no shame? I mean, having a website that helps people cheat on their spouse, I mean, isn't that morally repugnant? I mean, how do you...
Attaboy, Alex. I like that. I always did mine old school. I had stand-up comedy gigs. I had a big radio show. I didn't belong fucking most of the people I did. You know? Being small-town famous helped out quite a bit. But I was discovered to be a scoundrel soon enough. So yeah, fuck this guy. I'm on Alex's side. You know, I'm like the OG telling you, hey man, learn from my bad beats. Alex is right on this one.
Have a website like that, you work there seriously, tell your friends, hey, I work at a website, we help people cheat on their wives, break up their families, cause divorce. I mean, how do you do that every day? How do you go into work and
I want to tell you, Doug, you're a real piece of shit. Have you ever heard the parable of steel toe? I'd like to tell you now just the kind of shit.
That knowing that is on your conscience every single morning.
Well, every single day, if we don't exist, things like this event are going to happen more and more because our core competition is not another dating site. It's the office space because that's where we spend so much of our time. And so
this Paul Keeble he's either like soulless or he's convinced himself that, no, we're doing a service. It's like when parents go, I serve alcohol to my children and their friends at parties because if they're going to drink, I'd rather have them do it at the house. They're 17. Where the fuck else are they going to do it? You don't need to facilitate it.
Wait, Paul, time out. You're telling me you're saying if your website didn't exist, people would cheat anyway. So even though your website facilitates cheating at a level that is much easier than most people, somehow that is morally okay. I'm just confused on, where are your moral standards? I mean, don't you feel like ever guilty? You hear about these.
Hey, Alex, you want to find his moral standards? Go look in the shitter, pal. You'll find it there. You might have to dig with your hands, though.
Leaks, your website getting hacked, using like Indian programmers that don't know how to code stuff. You have Hunter Biden getting...
Oh, I can't believe this woman is going to take pussy shots and send it to this other woman's husband. This is insane. I love working for Ashley Madison, except all of the dick pics I have to sift through. It's quite unnerving.
Leaked his information. Y'all can't even do anything with that. Hunter Biden threatens to sue you guys. What is it, Josh Duggar? Like, you guys don't even know how to code at your website. Why would anybody trust you?
Hunter Biden and Josh Duggar threatening to sue you. Hey, man, I was smoking crack out of a Filipino whore's pussy. You guys didn't protect me. What the fuck, dude?
Having an extramarital affair. I mean, that seems very dumb if you're asking me.
Well, I don't think too many people are asking you whether or not they should join Ashley Madison.
Oh.
But what I'll tell you, we've had more than 60 million people join since the events you're talking about that happened a little over a decade ago. So we've clearly learned from the mistakes we've made in the past. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, simply put, our business doesn't make people have affairs. I can't convince happily married people to have affairs.
Let me say this. You're being kind of a weasel. Your business doesn't make people have affairs, but you make it a lot easier to have an affair. Whereas a guy might go, man, I really like some strange. I don't want to go out to a bar, and I don't want to risk doing it at work. And maybe I should just go whack off. Maybe I'm just like really fucking horny right now and I should just let this pass. But because, Ashley Madison will advertise during the Super Bowl, or they'll advertise on guy websites and gambling websites and shit like that, a guy will be like, fuck, I've always wanted to have an affair. You mean this website will do it for me? Oh, boy, that makes it a lot easier. It's like, you can say, well, an alcoholic's going to drink. Well, maybe, but if he's trying to be sober, you don't load the house up with booze. Make him go to the liquor store and get it honest. You don't be like, well, he's a drunk. He's going to drink anyway. It's like, okay, but do you have to load his fucking liquor cabinet with it? Keep it out of the house and maybe you'll have a shot at being sober. Well, people are going to fuck other women anyway. We might as well help them do it. Yeah, that doesn't make you scummy at all.
What I can do is help people avoid the very situation that's brought me to your show tonight. Having an affair in the office space is just a recipe for disaster.
Having an affair in general is a recipe for disaster. Affair guy, multiple time affair guy. Having an affair is bad. And it's a recipe for disaster. Not at the workplace, not at your comedy shows, not at your this, not at your that. Having an affair is a fucking disaster.
We've built our business on the whole idea of discretion so that like-minded people can connect and have, ironically, a more honest conversation about the nature of what they're interested in.
Like-minded people is the most slithery way I've ever heard of saying two horny fucks who can't control themselves.
But Paul, this is where I'm confused. Having an affair is bad. So you're trying to placate it like having an affair is a good thing. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I mean this honestly. Anybody that says they have an affair, that is has a negative connotation.
Yes.
So now you're turning a word, affair, and you're giving it a positive spin. For me, that seems inconceivable to even think that you can do that and not even feel bad about it.
Well, listen, I totally understand your reaction to this. I mean, we live in a world, particularly in Western culture, where a lot of dogmas come from, religion, particularly.
Oh, my fucking God. Are you really going to blame monogamy? Oh, that fucking Jesus, dude. It's our fucking dogma and our religions. We're just uptight and pent up. No, hey, bro, it hurts people's feelings when they get cheated on. All right, almost universally. And if your feelings aren't hurt deep down when someone cheats on you, you don't love that person.
Christianity, where adultery is the only sin mentioned twice in the Ten Commandments. So I understand that a lot of people's moral...
Yeah, it's almost like God really doesn't fucking want you to do it. Does that mean I'm going to hell? Oh, God, I'm racking them up. Big paper like pancakes, stacking them up.
Suggests that this is a negative activity, yet interestingly enough, around the world, across every religion, every economic status, every culture, infidelity happens. I mean, reality is...
Muhammad fucked a 9-year-old. I still don't think pedophilia should be okay, Doug. Sorry, buddy. You're not selling me on this.
We're one of the only true global dating websites out there because of the nature of what we help facilitate.
Yeah, because there's a lot of pieces of shit, and you help facilitate them being a giant piece of shit, and you break up families, and you ruin people's childhoods, and you're absolute garbage, just like me. The only difference is I'm sorry. You're still a piece of shit. For Jane with $5, thank you very much for that, for Jane. I appreciate it.
And from a moral perspective, I'm not making people do these actions. I'm helping people connect in a way.
Oh, my God. You're the fucking Adolf Eichmann of affairs. Congratulations. Well, come on. I'm not really in there fucking the people and breaking up the family. I'm just facilitating. I'm just following orders.
That is more discreet so they can avoid the public spectacle that these two people, unfortunately, have, been thrown into at the cold.
That is sociopathic talk. Whether you get caught publicly or not, Doug, you're still hurting people. God, what a fucking asshole.
Well, I think it's absolutely terrible. I think Ashley Madison really needs to shut down. I mean, the fact that you're helping poor women out there get cheated on, I mean, it makes me sick. Are you Are you a homosexual, though, Paul?
Women are participating in this as much as men are?
Maybe. I mean, women are whores these days, but Paul.
Alex, women are whores these days. Come on, you can't skip over that. Doug, you trampled over a great line from Alex. Maybe. Women are whores these days. By the way, James O'Keefe is a solid dude. He's a really, I don't know, godly man. He's a moral guy. So he's disgusted by this dude too. By the way, also, James O'Keefe, I didn't realize this. James O'Keefe could fucking knock a motherfucker out. He really could.
Oh, are you a homosexual or are you straight?
He's a homosexual.
I am straight.
Wow. Oh, wow. You know what? I got to cut off my left pinky finger. I lost that bet to myself.
Could have fooled me. But I'm just saying, and do you cheat on your wife? Do you cheat on your wife?
Interesting slur, but go ahead.
It's not a slur. He thought you were a mo. You're not. He was going to call you a slur, but it doesn't fit anymore.
Cheat on your wife, Paul?
I'm not married.
Would you cheat on your wife?
But I was married for, faithfully for 20 years. I was with my partner.
And you got
I
divorced?
never cheated once.
Did you get divorced?
Yeah.
Why did you get divorced? Because you cheated or she cheated?
Oh, no, because we had a wonderful, beautiful marriage, and that chapter of my life is over. And
Well, wasn't that beautiful? It was not, Paul, it's not that beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
The divorce court was beautiful. Going to divorce court was beautiful.
We never had to go to divorce court. I live in Canada, so our rules are a little bit separate than how
Writing
things
a
work
check
in
to a
America.
divorce attorney is beautiful. I don't think that's ever beautiful. Writing that, that's
we
not
never
hard.
had attorneys.
Okay, well, listen, Paul, I think you're...
So you guys never really gave a fuck about each other. Probably shouldn't have been married in the first place. If you just went, well, 20 years, see you later. Like, there should be anger. There should be hostility. There should be venom. 20 years of your life, fucking poof. Yeah, there should be... Dude, this guy's kind of a sociopath. This guy's a sociopath. Jesus. Even James O'Keefe is he's smiling in disbelief. He can't believe what a fucking lunatic he's having to listen to. Wow. Well, thank you, Alex, for bringing that to the forefront. Ashley Madison, still a refuge for scoundrels. Sweet Jesus. I mean, I've heard of people with no shame before, but that's something else. Thank you very much to The Real Jax 2 says, sorry, I missed the first half of the show. I was baking vanilla pecan cookies. I don't remember giving a shit, but that sounds lovely. Doggo Doesn't Die with $1 says connotation is a pretty cool word. Thank you. Doggo Doesn't Die with another $1 says adultery is a pretty cool word. Thanks. My Lost Interest with $2 says I lived in Hong Kong. Did you ever see a guy named King Kong play ping pong with his ding dong by chance? I'm just wondering because I heard stories out of Hong Kong. The married woman expects her husband to have a mistress and doesn't care because she has the status of being the wife. The mistress is trash. It's like opposite world. Fucking fine. Have your shitty culture then. Atomic Ray with $1 says Doggo Doesn't Die drops a bomb on YouTube chat. What? What happened? What did Doggo Doesn't Die do? I don't understand. I missed something. Hulkamasha Baby says Aaron's keeping his local divorce attorney in business. My divorce attorney is helping me with something right now that he's been fucking kicking ass behind the scenes on and just crushing it. So I got to say, that guy, I don't want to be a client for life, but the work he does is solid. I might, if I get married again, I might get divorced just because I miss talking to the guy. I'll be honest with you. Cobe's a good divorce attorney. My last divorce, Cobe fucking crushed it, dude. He sensed a vulnerability. He sensed a weakness in the other party, and he went, boom, fucking sign it. We didn't punch them. I mean, like, figuratively speaking. Cobe crushed it on my last divorce. If I would have enforced the divorce earlier and changed the accounts and everything, I would have got out of that divorce for fucking Zippo. Zero. He crushed it on that one. Ooh, boy, was he. I shouldn't celebrate. Divorce is bad. Doggo Doesn't Die says, I did what? It was Ashley Madison's fault. LOL. Hey, real quick. I want to look something up because I have a theory. Who owns Ashley Madison? Ruby Corp. Who is the CEO of Ruby Corp? Fuck. I'll just put it on the screen for you. You guys can fucking read it. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore because, like, I don't want to believe this. I don't want this to be true. Like, Sam Show loves it. Sam Show thinks it's great. I want the answer to not be this. And then when it is, I go, wow, so there's a website out there that's facilitating the breakup of the nuclear family and the disruption of a really great Western culture. Let me see who's behind. Oh, don't Google it. Who is the CEO of Ashley Madison? Not explicitly mentioned. However, it is known that Noel Biederman. And now the CEO is David Cohen. I can't. I got to, you know what? I got to stop Googling. I just got to stop Googling. Atomic Ray laughing my fucking ass off. Papa Shab says, imagine being that sick. Oh, shit, guys. I got to run. You know what? It's about 8:30. I got to take this. You know what? I'll just call it after. I got a really exciting phone call I got to take here. Son of a bitch. You know what? They'll leave a message. I'll call them back. We got, I want to take that one. Thank you to Doggo Doesn't Die for $1. Says, I didn't want to believe it either, but it's true. So let's just embrace it. Dan Vicious says, Jack Ruby Corp. End of Silence says, now look up who runs the porn sites. Yeah, I know. Papa Shab says, no, I'm saying that I knew beforehand. It's uncanny the level of noticing I'm on. Yeah, but I hate the noticing. I really do. I fucking hate the noticing. It actually, I'm still on the level where it bugs me because I'm like, I don't want this to be true. I don't want this to be the way these things are. All right, guys, I got to take off. Thank you very much for knocking out our goal tonight and being amazing. We will talk to you again tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your night. Love you. See you soon.